Okay. The stupid hair, dude. No, I can't deal with my hair already. It's annoying. Ugh. Boom. That's fixed now. Alright. There. I think it's fixed. What the hell is all this crap? Hair. Why are you doing this stupid thing? I need a haircut stupidly badly. Like real badly.
Thank you for
Devil Dragon, thank you for 3 months in a row. Appreciate that. How's everybody doing today? You guys ready for all the spoops? Guess what happened today? I am terrible at doing those types of things. Also, Thursday, I should be doing the hair. So, Thursday will not be streaming, by the by. Is everybody ready for the spoopy stuff? So welcome back, everybody, to the letter. Yesterday we got to chapter 1. Well, we were going through chapter 1. The last thing that we did was we found out that we are a girl called Isabella, and she's a realtor. She tried to sell this beautiful home, and she did. She sold it with her co-worker. I love how that gallery is just animated. That is amazing. You have to learn 4 songs by Thursday. Oh no. Oh no, beauty. I hope you the best on catching up. Anyway, as we were selling the house, things went wrong. We found a chain letter that said that, and immediately after reading it, we saw that, and then we saw that. God, it's so freaking creepy. Why is it so creepy? Jesus. Why are you so creepy? So, that's basically where we're at. This couple bought the house. Mr. Malfoy. I think his name is Luke Wright and Hannah Wright. And then Miss McCulloch. She's their interior designer. Here are our friends. We are the lovely woman in red here. From left to right, this is Zack. Then Ash. And then Becca. Those are our friends. There's a lot that we haven't done yet still. So that's where we're at for chapter 1. So without further ado, I didn't get to go see the It movie. It was sold out, so we're gonna go sometime this week. One man Tokshin raid. How's it going, Arthurian? Arthurian, thank you. Thank for the bit, dude. Alrighty, so let's continue. I'm hoping the music is loud enough. So, what we missed is, in the end, only Becca and Zack could come. So, catching up to what happened last time is, last time we just sold the house. We made a pretty big commission. On top of that, Hannah gave us some muns on the side as a separate bonus for everything. So we've got quite a bit of money sitting in our pocket right now. And we said we're going to take our friends out to lunch. So in the end, only Becca and Zack could come. Ash, on the other hand, couldn't be reached at all. All my calls went straight to his voicemail. He's at it again. Right here today, gone the next day. Oh well, his loss. Okay. Give me a second. I need to change a thing. It's gonna bug me. Cool. Okay. we have agreed to meet at a nearby cafe. The same one I frequently go with. The same one I frequent with Becca because it's cheap and they give away free bread around closing time. Free bread, dude. This is a pretty nice little thing. I don't know why everything has to move, like this little sign up here. But, oh well. Save Laura, I'm glad it's your mom's birthday. Happy birthday to your mom. Daikon, I did not. And Aiden, I can't wait to see it. So this cafe is a quaint little old-fashioned. Looks though like a wee bit out of place amidst the city's walls, buildings, but we love it all the same. I love how they have bikes on the wall. It's happening already. Okay, much like its facade, the interior carries an antiquated charm to it. Vintage art pieces and a row of shelves boasting an extensive collection of books cover the walls. It would have been nice to hang here for hours on end, but even on a weekend, the place is still packed with people. Thankfully, Becca and Zach have already found seats and are engaged in some casual chatter when I arrive. It's strange seeing the two of them without Ash accompanying the other. They've never been particularly close. Sure, they talk when they meet, laugh at the same things when there's something funny, but there's distance. A kind born purely out of different interests. That or Zack's simply afraid of Becca. It's not possible. It's not impossible, and I won't blame him if he is. He might be the tallest in our group, but everyone knows that it means nothing against Becca's temper. That's not good. Even I am a little scared of her.
Zack! Becca! Well, you seem to be in a better mood today. What happened?
I had a nice sleep because sleep is great for everyone.
I know that smile, Belle. Come on, still.
Don't rush me. Let's order food first, okay?
A waitress comes by to take our order. On a normal day, me and Becca will order a hearty serving of their special vegetarian stovies. Zack takes anything with a good helping of meat, sausages, or potatoes in it. Today is a good day, though. Great, even. It's not wrong to indulge a little, right?
Today's special. For the three of us.
Even the person jotting down our order looks surprised at today's meal choices. She writes it nevertheless and leaves without a comment. Becca, Vero's... Yeah, give me a second. I'm trying to eat gummy worms at the same time. I've been so addicted to them. Give me a second. And of course, Parker, if you want to. Okay. Becca furrows her eyebrows, her mouth halfway open, ready to let loose like what's likely a string of reprimands. I didn't see that Wars Dragon. I might have retweeted it.
Don't worry. It's my treat.
The glare she sends my way reminds me of the one I received from Mama when I punched a kid bullying my younger brother 18 years ago. Naturally, I never did it again after she made me apologize the next day. But Becca's far from being my mom. A small, sheepish grin is enough to turn that frown into a defeated sigh. Food arrives in the middle of a funny story from Zack, putting the rest of the conversation on hold as we are each served our order. It isn't anything fancy. That looks yummy as pan-roasted sea bass with citrus-dressed asparagus and a portion of mashed potatoes on the side, or at least that's what the daily special board says. Is this looks like a... It said cafe. I guess some cafes do this, though. I never did pay any attention to it whenever I come here, since they price whatever's written way above what I'm willing to spend on food on a single day.
Oh, good. I'm so hungry, I think I'm dying.
You're always hungry.
Hey, not all the time.
Let me guess. You skipped breakfast again.
I usually skip breakfast. Am I recording this one? I'm not recording. I'm just gonna arc everything over from Twitch to YouTube. So hi, YouTube.
Not on purpose. I may have overslept by a few seconds today.
Few seconds.
Right then. Stop stalling, Isabella. What's this about?
Let us say it, Rebecca. She wouldn't be inviting us out if it wasn't worth hearing out.
It's true.
Well, we're waiting.
I'm treating you guys to a once-in-a-century thing.
What the hell happened? An expectant grin breaks out on my face, except...
I'm sorry, say that again.
And this is important because...
Becca only raises an eyebrow at me while Zack appears like he didn't get the punchline to another lame joke Ash made and is desperately searching for someone to explain it. Ash is not here, so we should celebrate. My instant noodle days are over!
Let me do that again. Guess what, guys? I'm paying! I sold the house!
Yay! As the news sinks in, their expression goes from sheer bewilderment to utter surprise. That's more like
You
it.
heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. As of today, I'm Maria Isabella Grace Cruz Santos and free from my instant noodle binge.
Arthur, think of the bit. Sounds like Isabella's a little bit of a drama queen. A little bit.
Seriously?
Yeah!
Hold it, Belle. You sold the house?
Oh, yeah, I didn't sell the house, but me and Rose sold the house.
Yep.
Which house is this? In Aslam Village? The one with the open house yesterday?
Yeah, that one, the big
The
mansion.
one and only. Come on, Becca. I know you've got a better memory than that.
Oh. Oh, wow. That's...
She lets out a hum, although she's nodding. She gives the impression of someone who has heard something unbelievable and still forcing her brain to absorb it. Is that hard to believe me? What the hell? Did everything go back up? Becca's favor, I guess, with us has gone up a little bit, and Zach's is way up. That's pretty good. Hannah and Luke I still have to work on, but that's fine. Did you think we wouldn't be able to sell it? Have some faith in me, Becca. Am I not your best friend, or what?
You don't believe me?
The words tumble out of my mouth before I could stop them. I've been trying to avoid bringing up yesterday's little spat, and judging from the looks on their faces, it seems they are too. Me and my stupid mouth.
I'm sure it ain't the way you're thinking, Bella.
No, I do believe you. But don't you think the sale happened a bit too fast? The open house only started yesterday, and now you already have a buyer?
Well, they wanted to buy it before we even had the open house, but you know, I'm not gonna tell them what they should do with their money.
From time to time.
Yeah, but... Look, I'm happy for you. Just yesterday, you've been really worried where to get money for your dad's new treatment. And now, all of a sudden, you have something.
Yep.
What if the sale doesn't push through, or I don't know, they're a fraud, or they suddenly back out?
Hey, you're adding all this stress to my life, Becca.
Isn't it a little too early to celebrate?
No problem, go, bro. Have a good one. Lady Lovebug, have a good one too.
Rebecca does have a point, Bella. If you haven't closed the deal yet, there's still a chance they'll go back on it.
They don't seem like it to me. The lady appeared to really want it, and she approached me without even finishing the tour.
Pressured me into it, more like. But I'm not gonna tell Becca about that. Knowing her, she'd only worry.
And she already hired someone to handle the house's interior design.
You're joking. Who would do that?
Crazy rich people.
The Wrights, apparently. It's actually pretty funny. She's a bit too excited to get the property, she forgot to buy it. At any rate, they've already signed the agreement today, so it's just a matter of time. And don't tell anyone about this, but Ma'am Hannah also gave us something extra.
Something as in...
A lot of crap money.
As in, it's why I can treat you two to a free meal.
I'm most surprised you accepted it.
She didn't really give us a choice in the matter. So don't lose sleep over this, okay? The couple really want the house.
Yeah.
If Rose didn't stop them, they'd likely have paid up front for it yesterday. That's despite the legends, too. I even tried to show them the letter. But nope. I want this house, darling. Go take all our money.
Okay, don't do that, Isabella, because they're probably behind you for some odd reason. Oh, the naked bit. Missed the recap, so can someone fill me in on what's happening prior to this? I think somebody in chat could.
You don't really think they believe that, do you? I'm pretty sure for them, those are just rumors as well. No one is that superstitious in this day and age, Belle. Well, there's you.
Wow.
You know what? I'll just eat all of these by myself.
I began to gather their plates to my side, the food in each still untouched. A laugh almost escapes my mouth with the way Zach's expression quickly changes to disappointment. Becca's hand interrupts me just as I'm about to pull her plate closer to me.
I'm kidding. Don't go all pouty on me again. I'm just concerned you'll get hurt if this doesn't happen. I know how badly you want to close this deal for your papa.
I'm sure he's gonna be fine now, though, with the money. They don't know yet. I think I'll call them tomorrow. Let them know things will be easier.
Nice.
Mama said this morning he's showing progress with the new treatment, too. It's just a matter of time.
See you later, Christian. I allow myself to smile, genuine and uninhibited. It's strange talking about this with other people, even those who have known you long enough. But today, things simply feel a whole lot lighter with them here. Lunch passes in an enjoyable fashion. A laugh here, a playful jab there, but most of it's spent on catching up and telling stories about whatever's keeping us busy these days. Something we couldn't afford to do the day before, taking into account what happened. Even Becca's surprisingly chatty. Is there something in the sea bass we ate?
Thank you for subscribing, honey.
Keone, thank you for the 4 months. 4 months already? Wow, time flies. Keone, thank you for the 4 months. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Zack, though, appears less energetic. While he's far from being the life of the party, he's definitely not the type to keep quiet in a conversation with his friends. Apart from a few inputs, he's been silent the entire time. If Becca notices...
Are you sure you're not feeling under the weather, Zachary?
Uh-oh.
Huh? No, I'm okay. No worries, Rebecca.
Doesn't sound okay to me.
It's okay. I might be feeling a little bummed out today, but I'm sure this will pass.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Is it about the reviews this morning?
A pained expression crosses Zach's face, and almost immediately, Rebecca retreats in her inquiry as though the man's look is enough of an answer for that. A look between them, the two of them. Did I miss something? What happened this morning? Did I stumble on a big secret? This is why I don't like waking up late.
You heard about those, huh?
Sorry, I just happened to check on some sites this morning.
Nah, it's a very sensitive topic in the first place. I should have expected it.
What reviews?
The movie. Becca glances at Zack, her motions unsure, eyes asking for his consent on the matter. Although there's a small desire to keep asking on my part, I don't dare voice it out. With Zack, it has always been better to wait. Let him speak on his own. Becca too, to some extent. Although with her, explosions of temper are more common. In the end, he simply answers with a shift of his shoulders, gesturing for her to go on with the tilt on his head.
It's his movie.
That doesn't explain anything. Stop dangling the information, Becca.
Zachary, I'm not the one supposed to be telling her about this. It's still your documentary.
Is it something bad?
Not bad per se. You guys don't need to dwell on it much.
Dude, you can't think with bits, dude. Your daughter's crawling already? That's adorable. She's gonna grow up fast, man.
Bad? Listen here. I wouldn't trivialize what those bowheads wrote if I were you. They're ruining other people's jobs.
From how her tone rises in anger, it seems like she's the one slighted and not Zack. A sticker escapes me, which I promptly stamp down on as soon as she sends me a hard look.
This isn't a laughing matter, Isabella. Some bowbag just insulted him.
Calm down, Rebecca. Those are just reviews, and it happens a lot.
I do not ken about you two, but calling the entire film an out-and-out dribble, you're better off watching an educational kids' TV show, and worst 1.5 hour of my life, among other things, isn't exactly a critique any decent movie reviewer would say.
Nah, it's... I get how Zack feels, how you work on something that you really like, or it's something that you put a lot of work into, and then it's just immediately shat on by people. Hello.
What?
Hi. No, I didn't. No, I'm okay. Thank you. With how YouTube is, every video is like a small film where you're just critiqued through the YouTube comments. And yeah, those aren't fun.
If you could call that a critique, did we even watch the same film?
Well, maybe I ain't cut out for it. Better stick with my photography or something. If nothing else, this helped me open my eyes to what I can and can't do.
You're giving up.
It wasn't a question.
It was just something experimental I did on my free time anyway. It's no big deal.
But you worked on it for months.
Doesn't look like it matters for those people.
Who cares what those people think? Artheon, thank you the bit, dude. Did Pat get fun? I had food this morning. Oh, we're over the 100,000 mark for Extra Life. Great job, Twitch. Whoa! My palm strikes the table, sending the tableware on top clinking against each other. I didn't even notice when I rose from my seat. But here I am, chest heaving, looking down at him at the same manner a teacher would at an unruly student. Becca's probably proud. I didn't mean to yell, but there are some people like Zack. There's some things people like Zack aren't supposed to say. How exasperating. He, of all people, should know.
It's just a review.
Except they're pretty well-known critics.
So?
Why does that matter? They aren't the ones calling the shots on this. Isn't that why they have a committee?
Thank you for subscribing.
Whoa,
honey.
multi-disturbed 666. Thank you so much for subscribing, dude. I hope you enjoy your static emotes. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate the support.
Right, Becca.
An amused gleam is in her eyes when I turn to her. What does she find so entertaining here? Help me here. Your friend's about to quit his passion for a petty reason. I haven't read what those people wrote about his work, but a few scathing words shouldn't be enough to discourage someone. I should know, after all, I'm...
Failing means you're playing, Zack. Not that I'm saying it's bad. I've seen it from start to finish, and I know for myself what you created isn't something people should scoff at. I don't know anything about filming or photography. Hell, I don't have an inkling of artistry in me except for those doodles I make for class.
Audubon, then get the bits.
But I know what I watched. Look at Isabella. It's not every day you see her all riled up like this.
Whatever I'm about to say gets lost in my tongue as a flush of embarrassment blooms across my face.
It was a heat of the moment thing. And anyway, I'll be very angry with you if you quit.
Don't want to anger Isabella.
Exhibit.
What exhibit?
Classified information.
Even if I bring you your favorite tonight?
Nope, not a chance.
Oh, come on! I thought we aren't supposed to have secrets.
A burst of laughter comes from Zack.
Thanks, you two. I might need some time alone to myself for a while. Just to think about things, how I'll go from here, that sort of stuff. Hey, I'm not quitting, Bella. Don't give me that face.
There's no face at all. Only a poor imitation of a puppy dog eyes, if you could call this one.
Honey.
X-Tasteless, thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime. I hope you enjoy your statically emotes. I hope you enjoy them. Thank you again for the support, my friend. Thank you, thank you.
Promise?
I'll be damned if I break any promise I make to you guys. Besides, you're right. It's too early to say anything right now. Awards night ain't for another week.
And that's all the answer I need from him. As sentimental as it sounds, there's fulfillment in knowing another person you won't take the same path you've walked. It's not like it's over for me, though. Also, Ottoman, thank you for 5 bits, dude. I still have time. I can still come back. Do my own thing. Do what I really want to do. Surely, once Papa recovers, once I'm done with everything. Inside my bag, my phone buzzes unexpectedly, breaking the pleasant afternoon lull. Ah, fuck, it's Rose. The screen shows Rose.
Hey, Isabella. You at the office?
Ha ha. Very funny, Rose. I'm hanging up.
Wow.
Don't, I'm kidding. BRC says the floor plan copies are ready for Miss McCullough to pick up.
Oh crap. Miss McCullough? She states that as if it already explains everything. Then out of the blue, she launches a long rant about the awful state of Luxembourg's streets, all of which she says in a single breath that I can barely keep up and make out a single word. I stay quiet, if only to avoid becoming the next object of her frustration. She's similar to Becca in that regard.
Stuck in horrendous traffic right now. Bloody stupid drivers.
When she's finally run out of things to complain about and stop, what she says next has none of what I'm hoping to hear from her. Just a quick mumbled plea from me to meet the rights interior designer in her stead, and in...
Anyway, I'll leave it to you. Bye. Thanks.
Oh. Classic Rose, she ends a call without even asking for my input. Well, the sky is cloudless and the noontime sun is beating down on the hard concrete when we leave the cafe. It's far from unbearable, but it's enough to put most people in a fickle mood or make them vulnerable to catching something. No wonder we have staff members going AWOL lately. AWOL, I guess, is what I should have said there. Not to mention my boss's miracle moods. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want our usual cloudy weather back. For all the gripes about the unpredictable weather, though, streets of Luxembourg remain constantly busy. Arathon, thank you the bit, dude. Yeah, it doesn't look cloudless to me. It's pretty cloudy. Also, there's Starbucks. The hurried tapping of shoes against the pavement and inane chatter coming from the lunchtime crowd fill the humid afternoon air. A small reminder of the things we still have to do, regardless of how much I want to return to the comfort of my bed. Back to Briar reality for me. Zack to a meeting with a magazine publisher featuring luxury houses, and Becca to her lesson plans and books at home. But more than once, I catch her sneaking a longing glance over something displayed on a shop window. Did she want to buy something? Maybe I can get it for her for this Christmas. I turned my head at the last shop she checked out. A fleeting glimpse. The world stills. Oh, lovely. She looks at me. Eyes hollow. Gaze piercing. And boring into my very soul, like a set of chains to keep my whole body still. There are no shadows or whispers this time. Only a plea. A hum, low and indistinct. Compelling me, beckoning me, intent on dragging me to the void beyond the glass. Why do you gotta do that? I don't dare move. My heart hammers against my ribs, each beat, every thump, screaming at me to look away and make a run for it. But I can't. I couldn't. All my limbs feel heavy while my own breathing stains in her face of her calls.
Leave me alone.
Her mouth is stretched in a grin, wide and unpleasant. The panic building up in my chest forces me to take a tentative step back. I try not to stare at the decaying flesh, the blood streaming from the gaping wounds on her arm or nail-less fingers. I don't want this. Not like this. Not after what I got. Not after I got. Well, not after I got what I want for Papa.
No, stop. Leave me alone.
Thank you for subscribing, honey.
Violent Vixen, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. I really appreciate that. And I hope you enjoy your emotes. I'm gonna go die. Ah! Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Big fucking nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, I don't want none of that. Use that noise for notification. You okay, Bet? No? Is that Kayako? No. Oh, I think it's a bit, dude. Rage. There's only hatred and bitterness, as if the very notion of turning away from her is an offense in itself.
Please! I don't want this!
Before I know it, I'm stumbling backwards. My own throat hoarse from the screams I didn't even notice already coming out of my mouth. The back of my feet catches on a loose stone, sending me sprawling on the ground. The resulting pain completely jolts me out of my haze, blurring my mind. For a little while, my surroundings appear unfamiliar until Becca's face swims into my vision. A look of concern is on her face, and her hands gripping my arms tight. Even Zack appears beside himself with worry while he stands behind her, acting as a shield against the small crowd of onlookers already forming around us.
What happened?
Bella, you okay?
My mouth open and closes, but nothing comes out. The words refuse to form. On impulse, I sneak a swift glance at the display window. She's gone. Yet the foreboding feeling hasn't left me. My hands are shaking as I push myself off the ground, my weakened limbs relying solely on reflex and muscle memory. Something icy has made its home at the pit of my stomach. I want to throw up. Anything to get the wretched sensation out.
You are screaming. Zack, call someone.
No, don't. I'm good. I'm good.
You like this game's voice acting? It's fantastic, isn't it?
I need to get to the office. Rose, the floor plans. Someone's going to pick it up. I'll see you later.
Oh.
Careful. Don't stand up yet. Stay put, Isabella. Zack, you watch over her for me. I'll call for someone.
I attempt to smile to put her at ease, but it likely comes off as a grimace. Gently, I pushed her hands off my shoulder. My knees are still trembling, but I can stand. Leave. Leave me. Stay away. Away. The humidity is stifling. Everyone's stares are unnerving, and Becca and Zack's concerns are suffocating. I don't want to be here. No more. I break into a run. I really wish I hadn't left my bed this morning. Here, with the only the occasional drips of water on the sink and whirring of the fan blades to keep me company, it's easy to fall into a cycle of negative thinking. But even with the clutter to keep me company, the room still feels a whole lot bigger than usual. I hug my knees closer as a group passes by outside. Loud. So loud. If only there was a way to tune everything out to keep my head from replaying every image, every sound of her. Her screams. Her awkward gait as she reaches for me. Her bone-chilling smile. Her pleas for... Enough! That's enough! A shiver passes over me, though it's not from the hair still hanging damp against my back, nor the draft that enters the room from the windows I've left wide open. My gaze shifts over for the letter sitting on the coffee table. Its edges flutter innocuously as the wind touches it. Funny how an ordinary looking piece of paper can bring this much trouble. The impulse to throw it away or rip it to pieces is still there. Hawthorne, thank you for the bit, dude. Ow. 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 Hope your hand's okay. I can easily do that, but after that, what? Will she leave me? What about those people who have already seen it? Will they be okay? This uncertainty gnaws at me. Knowing that she's real and she might also go after the people I care about. I just wish somebody would listen. Someone to believe me. The abrupt break in the silence nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Blindingly, I fish out my phone from under the mess of papers and cushions, where I've carelessly thrown it before taking a shower hours ago. Of a... what? Thank you, the bitch, just very... oh! Ash's name flashes brightly on the screen. Is he calling because of this afternoon?
Thank you so much for spamming my inbox, scaredy cat.
My god.
Hey, Ash.
What's wrong?
I just had a long day. The couple who bought the house wanted us to finish processing the papers within the week. It's a little hectic, but we'll manage.
Really? You sold it?
Yeah.
Don't sound so surprised. I told you, you don't stand a chance. The rights won't take no for an answer. You've been on the losing end from the very start. Ha!
Whoever said I was interested in the house in the first place?
You did!
But you said...
Despite his light tone, his snicker only comes off as annoying to my ears. I have to fight the urge to end the call right then and there. Stupid Ash.
You're such an ass. And just so you know, I'm not treating you to a separate celebration. Or ever.
No, that's just unfair. And here I was looking something up for you. Didn't you say you wanted to talk to Andrew?
I pause. I did say that, but I didn't think he'd actually go through the trouble, considering how much he scoffed at the whole topic in the first place.
Is he okay with that?
Totally. Besides, I need to ask him about something. I might as well do it soon. What do you say you come with me tomorrow morning?
Author, thank you the bit.
Well, there's no harm in it, I suppose. I've got a free day anyway.
Great, I'll just pick you up. Don't oversleep.
Don't
Don't
oversleep.
compare me to you. I'm not the one who sleeps like a rock.
But you do sleep in a lot. Another round of chuckles come from him. Oh, I will live for the day he will stop making fun of me. Just you asshole. As I'm about to end the call, he clears his throat.
And, Isabella?
His sudden diffident tone sends my eyebrows shooting up into my hairline. Is the world ending today?
Yeah? Did you forget something?
Do you think we... Never mind. Good night.
He hangs up instantly. Rude. Completely rude. I didn't even get to thank him. The busy tone, though muffled, echoes through the receiver. No one is saying this will work. Even I am doubtful it will. Men and not asking the question. But right now, I'll take anything. Anything to get out of this nightmare. Sleep comes easier tonight. And for the first time in a long time, I dream. I dream of clear skies, of unrestrained laughter from children playing in the streets, and of small, cramped dwellings. To an outsider, the sight does not paint a pretty picture. However, this is home to me. October 23rd, Sunday. Morning dawns bright and clear the following day. Although the air still feels muggy and I miss the chilly autumn weather, it's one of those rare weekends when I'm pumped up before my alarm even rings. If it wasn't for Ash's call last night, I'd probably still be sleeping. When 9 a.m. rolls around, I'm already heading downstairs where Ash is waiting for me in his car. Shadow Zero, thank you for the 10 bits, dude. It's now the weekend. Here's a few days off for patch trims. Thank you for the 10 bits, Shadow. His hair a devilish mess. Eyes drowsy and overall looking like he hurried to get out of bed. Or fell out of it. I really like his jacket. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I like Ash's jacket. Like, that's a sweet jacket. Alright, I would probably wear that. I could cosplay as Ash. I could be an asshole. Or maybe he fell out of bed. Or both. He looks adorable rumpled this way. But I'm not gonna tell him that. It only bloat his unbearable ego.
Good morning, Ash.
I'll throw a bit. He makes a motion with his fingers around his ear. Tone it down. Shh. Oh, crap.
Can you even drive?
He answers me with a slight raise of his hands, a yawn, and nothing more. He's never been particularly fond of mornings. Nor am I. And I'm thankful to every god in the universe. Oh! I almost made it! I'm thankful to every god in the universe, less mental capacity for him to make fun of me. Ha! There's the reason why mornings are my favorite. Doesn't take long for us to reach our destination, the small cafe situated in Luxembourg's busiest street, the same one I'd visit often with Becca for its cheap food. I've never gone here on a Sunday. It's striking how different it appears without the usual weekday and Saturday rush. The atmosphere especially reminds me of something we also have back home near the university I used to attend. I wonder what happened to it. It was being renovated before I left, so I never got to visit one last time. The place has always had a calming effect on me. But today, despite standing in this place similar to it, anxiety easily washes over me as I soon step out of the car. How's it going, Darcy? I'm quite used to dealing with people I've never met before, thanks to my work, but still, I don't know him. In spite of the fact both Ash and Becca vouched for him, what will he think of me and my story? What if he thinks I'm crazy? Hell, even my own friends thought so. I draw in a breath to quell the panic beginning to rise in me. Oh well. Only one way to find out. A few hesitant steps forward, and then Ash suddenly pulling me back by my elbow.
Hold on, scaredy cat. Not too fast.
Without warning, he flicks my forehead. Hard.
That hurts. What was that for?
He's already walking away when I look up, and I hurry to catch up to him. Puzzled. I really don't understand this guy. At least explain why you're flicking other people's foreheads all of a sudden. So rude.
Get yourself together, will you? He's not going to bite.
What?
He's very accommodating, too.
I wasn't scared of him or anything.
Hold on, I get the bit, dude. Must free the hanging bit. Is there a hanging bit?
You don't look like it. Didn't sound like you were okay last night either.
Huh?
What was that last one? Hey, don't just ignore me.
The hell? All questions and retorts die in my mouth once he opens the door to the shop. A cast iron bell attached to it chimes softly, announcing our arrival. The smell of freshly brewed coffee welcomes us as soon as we step in. Like the usual, several tables and chairs have been set up for the patrons, but most of the customers have foregone them in favor of the more comfortable throw pillows and beanbags the staff has laid out on the floor. Becca would love to know they have something like this on Sundays. She's been complaining how uncomfortable the library chairs are for a long time now. Moop to whoop, moop to moop, thank you for the 5 bits. And Ottoman. Ottoman, thank you for those 19 bits, dude. Really appreciate the bits. Did you guys free the bit? I can't tell. Thank you, thank you. Oh, hello. Ash leads me to a secluded spot near the window where an old man, probably in his 50s or 60s, is seated, enjoying a brew and a book. Author, thank you for the bit, dude.
Professor Clark.
Hi, Clark! Also, Moop, thank you for the 5 bits. And Automon, thank you for the bit.
It's just Andrew now. I'm no longer your professor, Detective Inspector Frey.
Detective Inspector Frey. Who the hell is that? Fang Ventabrae, thank you so much for subscribing. I hope you enjoy your new static emotes, my friend.
Honey.
Thank you for the support. I love your face, man. The guy, Andrew, looks up from his book and gives me a smile. Bobby, thank you for the 5 Craigasm bits, dude. A sheepish look crosses Ash's face at the older man's astonishment. More unusual in my opinion. The seeing him appear like a parent just scolded him. But it suggests a familiarity between them, one that goes beyond what someone expects from a simple student and mentor. With another warm smile, he gestures for us to take the empty seat opposite him.
Have you been waiting long?
Quite some time.
Oop, sorry.
But I come here early on weekends. Best time to get their first serving of bear claws.
Thank you for
We're the only place that
subscribing,
serves it
honey.
here.
Garu, thank you for the 3 months, dude. Scared the crap out of me. 3 months is where you sub. Awesome. Keep up the good work, Pat. Loves your face. Thank you for the 3 months, Garu. So, I'm going to break away from the story really quick to talk to you guys. I love how in-depth this game gets with the story. It's not full, just thrown at you like horror stuff. It's got little bits of spooky stuff. And there's 7 chapters of this game. And we're only in chapter 1 still. Moop, thank you for the 5 Muxy bits. I'm loving it so far. I hope you guys are liking it too. Ottoman, thank you for the bits.
I took the liberty of ordering for you two. I hope you don't mind. I thought it'd be best to talk over a decent helping of coffee.
Sure. Soon enough, a waiter brings us 2 more cups and sets down a basket of Patries.
Aren't you going to introduce the lady?
Yeah. And half superset, I did finish the Destiny 2 raid. That'll probably be out on YouTube tomorrow.
Ah, right. Sorry. Isabella, this is Prof. Andrew. He's one of my professors back at the university.
Prof. Andrew. Nice to meet you, Prof. Andrew.
Andrew, this is Isabella Santos.
Santos. Portuguese? Spanish? Brazilian? Mexican?
Filipino.
Filipina, actually. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor.
Ah, your name carries a lot of history, Miss Santos. Just Andrew is fine. Don't do what Ashton's doing. He doesn't listen to this old man.
All wrecked. Okay, he doesn't listen to anyone more like. Yeah, that's why we call him Ashhole. The awkward tension typically presents in first meetings dissipate after that. I was expecting someone strict and to an extent, someone severe. Moop, thank you for the 5 bits. Prof. Andrew sounds like a nice guy. Prof. Andrew's pretty nice, man. But Professor Andrew Clark is definitely the opposite of what I have in mind. The more personable kind, similar to a grandfather who dotes on you at family gatherings. It's obvious why Ash has taken a liking to him.
Ashton tells me there's something you wish to discuss that I could help with. Let's hear it then.
I give Ash a hesitant glance, but he just nods and gestures towards Andrew with his head. He's leaving this to me. It's my story to tell, after all. I kept it short and concise. I found a letter in this old mansion. Now I'm cursed. Exactly as I foretold Ash and Zack when they asked about it. I don't mention the name of the place. No use saying it now when someone else legally owns it. No use dragging other people into my problems.
I'm sure it's that letter I found. But I don't know anymore. I just want to know
Josh,
how to
thank you for the
escape
5
this
bits.
nightmare.
Of course. We're talking about the one in Anslem Village, aren't we?
Wow.
How did you...
Don't look so surprised. There's only one place popular enough here if we're going to talk about hauntings. I once had a colleague who wrote about it and the urban legends
take it 5
surrounding the
bits.
place. Years worth of study, but fascinating. It's a shame he passed away at such a young age. He would have done a much better job at explaining topics like this one compared to me. Ashton here might disagree, but it's an interesting topic in sociology, if you care to have an open mind.
Studying the science and theory behind it is completely different from outright believing in it.
You don't believe in those stories, sir?
Now, this isn't a question of belief. All I'm saying is things like these speak a lot about a place's culture and history. And it's not just limited to ghosts. Monsters, gods, you name it. Even you, Miss Santos.
Interesting.
What about me?
How you respond to these stories. It tells a lot about you and your upbringing. In the same way it tells me why our detective inspector here finds such topics absurd. Interesting, isn't it?
My head is starting to spin from all of this. I'm not the smartest person around, but I understand what he's trying to get at. I think. It's still too much to take in at once.
Thank you for subscribing.
Litheria Wolf, thank you for the 8 months in a row. Really appreciate the 8 months of support, dude. Thank you so much. I looked to Ash for help, but his eyebrows are drawn in a frown. If he keeps staring at like that at this cup, I'm pretty sure it'll crack soon.
There's still something you're not telling.
Didn't I tell you everything the other day?
Yeah, but you mentioned the rights. Then you proceeded to drop the topic right after. What's with that?
They don't have anything to do with this.
Rights. Luke and Hannah, right?
Why do you know everything, dude?
Yeah, they're the ones who got the place.
Ah, I'm not surprised. They're the kind who gets what they want when they set their eyes on it. From what I've heard, word gets around.
A heavy sigh escapes my lips. Popular or not, they're just my clients. Albeit a little pushy, but just clients. End of story. I wish you'd stop pestering me about them. What is it again that Becca does when dealing with a particularly difficult child? The pesky, annoying kind? I wish I could remember. I could certainly use the same trick right about now.
Ashton, look here. I know you're trying to help, but the deal's almost already closed. The papers are being prepared. Once it's done, it's over. I'm just their agent.
And when is that happening?
When what? Is there even a purpose to this line of questioning?
Your working relationship with them. When's it going to end?
About a week from now? It depends on how long the papers will take, but they want us to rush it.
Really? You're absolutely sure about that?
Yes, really. Unless they want to buy a house again and want me and Rose to be their agent. If yes, then I don't see a problem with it. Now stop annoying me about it.
Not annoying, he's investigating. He's
Don't
asking you.
accept it.
What? Why? It's my job.
Oh lord, even my younger siblings aren't this difficult to deal with. Then again, Ash is far from younger sibling to me. If he'd only spell it out, I'm surely I'd understand. We wouldn't even want to talk about it right now. That's how it is, right? Find even ground. Talk about it like the adults we are. It wasn't like this before. But somewhere along the line, something has changed in us as people, as friends. I wish there was a way I could tell when or why. Instead, I'm left searching blindly for reasons. The next thing we know, we'll be drifting further and further apart. Frustrating.
Now, kids, settle down. We're not going to solve anything by shouting.
Sorry, Sir Andrew.
And we're not going to solve anything either if you keep omitting things.
Speak for yourself. I'm not the only one doing it.
Okay, technically he's a detective, and you need to give him you need to give him the entire equation, okay?
You'll have to forgive my former student, Miss Santos. He's always been the curious kind. Many people think he's lazy, but it's actually the opposite. I see that hasn't changed.
Oh, really? How is he back when he was your student? I'm sorry, I need to ask. He doesn't talk much about that.
And there's a reason why. Please don't.
Tried to sleep on the first day of class. He didn't repeat it after what I made him do when I caught him. Students like him are the easiest to deal with, once you know what piques their interest. I'd have to say, he's one of the very few who's actually interested in the subject, though. But there was this one time when...
By the end of the conversation, Ash looks like he's praying on the ground to swallow him. He's never been one to talk about himself. What I know about him are mostly bits and pieces I've gleaned over the years. He's an atrocious singer, he's bad at art, and he has a personal vendetta against Mortons. Now it feels like he isn't that hard to figure out after all.
What did you say?
Whoa! Whoa! Jackie, what the balls? Thank you for the $50 donation. I have returned. Sorry I haven't been around very much. I had work in college almost 24 hours a day for the past 2 weeks. I ended up going without sleep for 12 days. To be fair, 2 of those nights were date nights though. So it's partially my own fault. Thank you for the $50, Jackie. Holy nuggets. Thank you so much. That is super generous of you. Thank you, thank you. And Artheon, thank you for the bit, dude. Thank you so much, Jackie. Before we separate...
Santos, A word of advice. Just keep in mind that when it comes to cases such as this, they aren't always what they seem.
Flanger moose, thank you for the 50 bits. The Ash for the mansion in the letter was brought up several times during our talk. And though Ash is right, in that Andrew offers a different perspective, he's left me with more questions than answers instead. What is she? What does she want from me? Is she ever going to leave? They all continue to bug me after we left the coffee shop. I don't even notice when Ash takes a different turn on our way back.
Where are we going? You can drop me off at the park.
Guess. You have 3 chances.
I'm serious, Ash. Where are we going?
Bet you $10 we're going back to the house. Mad Wookie, thank you for the bit, dude. He doesn't answer, but shortly he stops his car in front of a small, nondescript food stall, little ways away from the movie house. If I wasn't paying closer attention, I would have missed it without a doubt. He motions for me to wait as he gets out of the car and walks in its direction. Sheesh, if you want to buy some, just say it. No need to make yourself look mysterious. Makes you look more like a dork than cool. The wait isn't long, however. Soon he's walking back holding 2 fish-shaped cones in both hands. Ice cream? Parfait? A cross of the two? By the time he's back in the car, I've given up on any effort to figure out what he brought. Not that it looks bad, it actually looks quite cute.
Here, take it.
I have to move my head back a little when he thrusts it at me to avoid the ice cream and the fruit toppings from ending up on my nose.
What's this for?
What the hell is that? That looks awesome! I want one! That looks Chat, who wants a golden carp parfait? A carp-fay. I like it.
My arm's getting tired. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh my god. With a wary glance, I take it off his hands. I still don't understand why there's a need for ice cream today. Nevertheless, I take a small bite. It's actually pretty good. Must have shown in my face because he chuckles as soon as I take another one. Mad Wookie, thank you for the bit, dude.
Saw the place open the other day when we watched Zack's movie.
And yes,
Thought I
and
should
if
give
it's
it a try.
Can we get some FUDs in chat? Can we get some FUDs? You guys want some FUDs? Take the FUDs. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking 10 bits, dude. I'll take 10 for 10 and 1 for each bit. Interior pickles are, I think, the 25 bits. Because they are smooth. Oh my. Saw the place open the other day when we watched Zack's movie. Thought I should give it a try.
It doesn't seem like a bad place to get food from time to time.
And you're giving me free ice cream because...
Free ice cream helps everybody.
Do I need to have a reason?
Are you really going to ask me that?
Here's the thing with Ashton Frey. He does not just treat anyone to free food because he feels like it. He's that much of a Scrooge. Hell, he even asked me to teach him how to haggle once. Haggle! Of all people who'd ask me that. I've expected such requests from Becca, but Ash? Not at all. If I'm going to be honest, he looks a bit constipated to me. Constipated with that expression on his face right now. I think he's starting to regret ever buying this.
The other day? The movie with Zack and Rebecca? Rebecca's there, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
God. Jackie, holy crap! With 3,000 bits! Holy nuggets! New cheer badge, and you're welcome, Pat. Thank you so much, Jackie, for the 3,000 bits and the $50 donation. You're super, super generous today. Okay, my hair needs to be all just frickin' cut off. Okay, I really friggin' hate my hair right now. I apologize.
Anyway, during the movie, we, that's to say, we...
The voice acting in this game is amazing.
Shit. Should have written down something first.
Yeah, you should have.
Get to the point, Ashton.
Right. I'm sorry.
What? Hold on. My relationship with Ashton went way up. What's spooky about this game? Soon, Mad Wookie, you'll find out.
Not I'm sorry for, you know, not getting to the point. I'm sorry for the other day. I got carried away. I said things that upset you. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay? That's all? That's all you're going to say? You're not still angry, are you?
So angry.
You didn't have to buy me anything. A simple sorry would have been enough.
I bite into the cone again, a small attempt to keep myself occupied and relieve the heat crawling up my face. Mad Wookie, thank you for the bit. It doesn't work, but but at least I don't have to look at him. Why am I feeling embarrassed over an apology? I have no idea. Author, thank you for the bit, dude. I don't know. It's not like it wasn't called for. They were being mean, especially him. And in that fraction of a second, it hits me. He skipped his day off just for today. Oh, he so likes you! I should be the one apologizing and thanking him. Silence is an awkward silence is an awkward company while we finish our respective snacks. There are words for this. For people like us. For understanding and sentiments like this. Yet in this instant they won't come. As promised, he drops me off at the park right after. Phrases unsaid still hanging heavily in the air. In this weather, the city park gives off a lazier and more languid vibe than usual. Where children are usually seen running around and playing, there are now people lying, leaning back on their picnic blankets, simply enjoying the afternoon sun. The smell of food drifts from nearby carts, and if the wind blows in the right direction, one would catch the whiff of freshly trimmed grass. Maybe I should try walking home today, to get my mind off things. To try and find the words somehow. Haven't done that in a while.
Thanks, Ash, for today.
No problem. Say hi to Rebecca for me.
Yeah, I will.
Even so, I linger. We both do. A mild, humid breeze brings a smell of dried leaves, warmed earth, and a far-off, distant memory. Of false starts and awkward first meetings. Same place, same people, playing the same parts. Funny how all the days my brain chooses to remember it now.
Wait, Belle.
Oh, he's blushing like hell, look at that. Ash exits his car. His strides are unsteady when he approaches me. Or maybe this is his uncertainty showing. I'm not quite sure. Posting with 10 bits. He's never looked uncertain to me before. Always calm, always sure, always collected. He stops a short distance from me. Close enough that he's within an arm's reach, but just far enough for his voice to be heard over decent small talk. If this is what it's going to be. Wookie, thank you a bit. He fumbles for something in his pockets.
Here, catch.
Aww. The small bag lands cleanly on my outstretched hands before it hits the ground. I raise an eyebrow at him, and he responds by shrugging and stuffing both hands back into his pockets. Somewhere to the side, he finds an interesting spot to look at. Sometimes. Sometimes you have to wait, Papa said long ago. For once, this time, I'll listen. His voice is halting, hesitant when he finds it again.
My mom used to make me carry around one of those when I was young. To ward off evil and bring you luck, she said. I don't believe in this stuff now, but if it makes you feel safe since you're a total scaredy cat, then I guess it's okay to give you one to carry around.
Oh, come on, that's adorable. Perhaps at the moment, there aren't any words for it. I've never been good with those. Whoa! Whoa! But right now, I couldn't thank him in the best way I know. I close the short distance separating us, and and lightly in place of phrasing one couldn't spin together or answers too early to seek out, I lean over. And give him a little peck on the cheek. The touch is short and fleeting. The kind that speaks volumes of boundaries we don't often cross as friends. Nevertheless, the thought is there. It lingers. In the gentle autumn wind that passes, in the empty space separating us when I step back and look up at him with a smile. Adorable! Adorable! Corgi love, I think 25 bits. We have Ashella, or is Ash. It's easy to express gratefulness this way, isn't it? At least with my own family, that's the case. For the two of us, I'm not quite sure. Did he understand? Wookie, think a bit. After all, gratitude is considerably harder to put into words when you've spent the latter half of your friendship teetering between good-natured jests and ruffling each other's feathers. Seconds pass before he clears his throat. His face has gone remarkably red, whether from the heat or something else, I can't quite tell. Just for everything for the 5 bits. 6 bits. But he understands. I know he does. Because the smile on him when he finally meets my eyes is the gentlest I've seen him show.
I, gotta go. Got some reports I forgot to file the other day.
Yeah. See you around. Thanks for the ice cream and the charm.
As the
Don't
dog.
lose it. We won't find one here again if you do.
I won't. I might move like I have 2 left feet, but I know how to take care of my own stuff. I'm not a total klutz.
I know.
In Belle, remember that one time? Devlin Court?
Oh, I do, with all the clarity in the world.
You... At the time, when we... What I'm trying to say is that you can rely on me if something... anything happens. Not the exact same thing, of course, but you get the idea. I'll be around.
I'll keep that in mind. You're not that bad after all.
This is too cute to be spoopy. Yeah. It's getting mushy. We need some scary shit to happen. That's weird. The middle light post is totally fucked up. Anyway, the next time we talk, we'll be back the way we are. Because at the end of the day, that's how things have always moved between us. What we're familiar with, what we're comfortable with. But for all that, it's always been easy to put my own faith in him. I just hope. How big? Oh, look at it's all big and stuff. Almost there. Gotta think of the 3 bits, dude. That would be scary. I just hope I can keep them safe. Keep him safe. A light wind blows again, sending dried leaves swirling and the distinct smell of earth into the air. For the first time, the sunlight feels less harsh. Maybe a walk is good. I need to visit the grocery too. Come to think of it, wasn't there an art store that opened recently near the park? Alright. Right now, all of Twitch chat is just Ash Bell. Everybody. Pat ships him so hard. Of course I do! The cat's name is Berthiel? Or at least that's what his collar says. Did I miss a... Hold on, did I miss... What? Where was the cat? Berthiel. I found a cat. Where's the cat? It's not a name to give to a cat, in my opinion. But it speaks grace, much like the one that carries it. It shows the way he swishes his tail, and his eyes follow his hands every movement. Oh gosh. Oh. I'm not sure what he finds fascinating in me, to be honest. It wasn't the very picture of grace when he found me, after all. It was a bad idea carrying 2 heavy bags of newly bought art materials and groceries without help or a sure ride home. In hindsight, perhaps I shouldn't have bought all of these at the same time. I didn't even make it past the park. And now I'm suffering underneath the glaring afternoon sun, hunched over a park bench and drenched in sweat, in the company of a cat curiously watching my every movement. I hope it stays where it is. It's just a black cat, but back at home, they're considered ill omens.
Don't look at me like that. I can act graceful as well if I want to.
Not that I ever acted graceful in my life, of course. Growing up with a rowdy younger brothers and sisters does that. Maybe it's the opposite. Mom used to call me a little troublemaker before. Well, graceful or not, there's no use moping. A short breather, and then I'm off home. Besides, it isn't like the company's bad, even if it is a cat, as long as it doesn't bite or crosses my path.
Where's your owner, anyway?
He has one, doesn't he? An owner? That's what the collar's for, isn't it? A bandage is wrapped on one of its paws, though. I wonder what happened to it. Did he run away?
Well, if you don't have one, I won't be able to take you in. My apartment doesn't allow pets. I tried to bring one home before, a cat. Not black, of course. And Rebecca threw a fit before the landlady could.
I take a small packet of sweets from one of the bags inside and pop it open. Oh, I'm about to put one into my mouth. He meows. My hand stops.
Do you want one?
Don't give sweets to a cat! He doesn't meow again as I'm expecting him to, but I take his unblinking gaze as a yes. I shift the piece to my palm and hold it out to him wearily. He sniffs at it once, twice before... Oh. Of course. Of course! Like a good, properly trained pet, Bruthiel responds as soon as he's called. Recognition comes as soon as my head snaps in the direction of the voice. Miss McCulloch. Hard to miss with her height.
I'm sorry. Did my cat hurt you?
Why do you have your cat out in the middle of a park?
Miss Santos, was it? I'm surprised to see you here.
Nice to meet you again, Miss McCulloch.
Miss McCulloch.
Were you harmed in any way?
It's a cat!
I'm sorry. Bruthiel's not exactly fond of other people. Even run away from the veterinarian right now.
Oh no, he was just sniffing my hand earlier.
My Bruthiel's a she.
Sorry. She? All this time I thought. Pausing conversation, if this can be called one, is uncomfortable. We're merely two people working two different jobs for the same client. Frankly, meetings like this doesn't happen a lot, and if it does, simply not enough heads is enough.
Subscribing, honey.
Coolibar, thank you for the 3 months in a row. Can time go slower, please? Coolibar, thank you for the 3 months. Still trying to be friendly. Wouldn't hurt, right? Let's talk about our job.
I'm just curious about your work.
Yeah, I think it went up. Holy crap, did it go up?
What about it?
There's something guarded in her expressions at mention of work, but I pushed through my question.
I just want to know how it is to work on a house like the Ermengarde mansion. Is it hard?
I guess she wasn't expecting a question like that. If the way her eyebrows shot up tells me something.
Because of its age? I wouldn't say it is. It is a challenge, considering the factors me and my team have to sort out. But it's a good project. A breath of fresh air from what I usually work on. And I have a good team.
That voice actor sounds a lot like... Oh god, what's her name? She was from Doctor Who. With Matt Smith. Amelia something. I could be totally wrong. It sounds like it. Sounds like her.
Those original fittings, though. It might be old, but the architecture is magnificent. I'm sure you've seen the stained glass windows in the foyer. Oh, I can already think of so many things I could do with it. But of course, my team will have to double check for necessary repairs here and there. That's probably for the best.
Amy Pond, that's who I was thinking of. Yeah.
It's easy to break some key elements with a rush restoration job, and who knows what other hidden issues there might be underneath. People can be so careless.
Alright, then think of it. No, not everybody.
I'm sorry. I spoke too much.
You're passionate about your job. It's not a bad thing.
No, it's okay. You seem to really love what you're doing.
It's not really like that. I'm just lucky to have found work in an interesting field. Anyway, Bruthiel's due for her visit to the vet. Nice talking to you, Miss Santos. I wish you luck with what you're planning to work on. It seems like a big project, too.
She gestures with her head towards the bag. The one's filled with stuff I've recently bought from the art store.
It's a project for a friend, actually.
All the same. Good luck.
See you later. When talking about someone's pet and you get it wrong, it could... I don't know, it could go differently, so... She seems to really like her job, which is why I thought talking about her job would increase our relationship stuff with her, which I think either one would have gone, but... I'll watch her as she leaves, though she stops shortly because crossing the threshold separating the park and the street. She faces me again, looking like there's something she's forgotten to say.
By the way, about the Ermengarde mansion. With my clients, it's the rights, I mean. I hope you don't mind me asking, but has the deal been finalized?
I don't know why I'm yawning.
There's still a few papers they need, but the house is more or less theirs now.
Ah, thank you. That's all I needed to know.
Wait, about the mansion.
The letter. The same one they saw. Whoever she is, she's asking for help. Someone. I want to tell Miss McCulloch that the urban legends aren't just legends anymore. That they're real. She's not gonna believe me though.
Don't mind me. I need to go too. Have a good day, Miss McCulloch.
I hastened to pick all the bags I've left on the bench and ran as far as my legs could take me. In that moment, what I'm carrying in my hands weighs far lighter than the overwhelming guilt trying to consume me. Home. I want to go home. Anywhere where I want to be, where I won't be reminded of that house. Of her. Of my own cowardice. Arthorn, thank you for the biscuit. Time for spoops again, I hope. The food tastes less appetizing tonight. Pity. One would think that someone who had been on a continuous binge of instant noodles would find a home-cooked meal enjoyable. And no, I'm not really tired, I just yawn a lot when I read. Crap, but it isn't. Hunger isn't what is gnawing at me tonight. Neither are my sore muscles. The TV runs loudly in the background, but what it says barely registers in my brain. Matt, what do you think of the bit? It's hard when things you're trying to forget keep returning in the forefront of your mind. It distracts you. It eats at you. Devours you. I just wish this would stop. I wish I wasn't the one who picked it up. I really wish it was somebody else.
Other local news. A woman was found dead in her home yesterday evening. Luxbourne police officials are currently investigating the crime scene, but has classified the case as homicide.
Wow. Huh?
The victim, identified as Rose Pamela Cooper, 33 years old, working as a real estate agent.
Knucklehead, thank you for the 200 bits. That's Rose. That's our co-worker, Rose. Rose?
Discovered lying in a pool of blood in her two-bedroom flat with the words "Help me" repeatedly written on the walls.
Arthur, make the bed. No. No. This isn't what I want. Corgi, thank you for 35 bits. This isn't supposed to happen. None of this is supposed to happen. No one is supposed to die. Those are just stories, right? Just legends? That's what everyone has keep telling me, so why? And I immediately rushed to my study table in search of my phone. My hand, cold from the dread, clings tightly to it as soon as I touch its edges. Arthur, think of the bits. A piece of folded paper. The letter. lying unassumingly beside it, slips to the floor when I pick up the device. But I pay no mind to it. There are more important things. Right now. Right now. I need to call her. I need to call her. I was with her. I was just with her not too long ago and she was okay. No, no, no. It isn't Rose, I'm sure of it. I just talked to her. Sob escapes me and hot tears begin to blur my vision. One after another, they trickle down, weighted by the same very guilt I refuse to admit I've been carrying from the start. Same one I've been hiding from. Same one that has put the people I care about in danger. My hands shake as I navigate to Rose's number in my contacts list. She'll answer, right? That's what she always does. She'll pick up, tell me to turn down the waterworks, and call me a wuss afterwards.
She'll answer. Please answer, Rose.
Again and again I dial, whispering, praying, pleading.
Come on, Rose. Don't do this to me.
If anything
Please
else
pick up.
answers this phone, it's out the window. It's just jesting 10 minutes.
I know you're there, Rose. You're not dead. Please tell me you're not.
This adds to the series of deaths and disappearances that has plagued Luxborn in the recent years. The authorities are currently looking at a possible link with the notorious Anselm Butcher case.
TV runs loudly in the background. A deafening static sounds from my phone's speakers. But in my ears I can only hear the screams, her pleas, her whispers. We are not safe. October 24th, Monday. A buzzing sensation jolts me awake. My body still wants to sleep to forget what I heard, what I saw last night. But it's there, nudging, prodding at me. Slowly I become aware of how awkward my position is and the aches that accompany sleeping in a curled up position that night before. If I even slept at all. The memories are impossible to forget now that Rose is gone. Arthur, think of the bit. They say it's easier when you say it out loud. Instead, the words weigh heavier on me each time. She's gone. Gone because of me. Gone because of the one letter I was too curious to look at. I should have been more careful. I should have just kept my mouth shut. I should have destroyed it before anyone else had gotten involved. I should have. The notification light on my laptop blinks incessantly, mockingly when I look at it, as if it's been calling me back to a sense of normalcy. Also, Portia 12, happy friggin' birthday! Hope you enjoy your birthday today! Happy birthday! Ooh. I check it nevertheless, out of habit more than anything. To all BRC employees, in light of the events, in light of the recent events, I think is what, there will be an all-staff emergency meeting from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Attendance is a must. Company changes, new hierarchy and policies will all be discussed during the meeting. Everyone is expected to bring a copy of their own attendance logs and sales reports from the last 6 months to be submitted to your respective managers for review. We're expecting everyone's cooperation. Thank you. If this was one of those typical days, I'd happily comply and get myself to our office. God, everything 3 bits. Yes. Today my limbs just feel so heavy. On one hand, going will keep me busy, take my mind elsewhere. On the other hand, the place in itself is a stark reminder of how my own fears have cost me. I should just go to work. Moping won't get me anywhere. It's just like one of those things, isn't it? You deal with it with a smile no matter how bad things get and hope for the best. Although my whole body feels like lead and my limbs are sore, push away from the chair, and head for the shower. The letter I had dropped on the floor last night flutters open as I pass by, unfolding for no one else but me to see. Every word written on it glares back at me. They sneer. They ridicule. Like living beings fully aware of what they've done. With a huff, I pick it up and shove it into my bag, perhaps with more anger and frustration than I'm used to showing. This too I'll deal with. Somehow I'll find a way to make things right. I have to. Before it takes more people away from me. Even if I must do it on my own. Well, papers rustling, telephones ringing, and feet shuffling. Overall, today looks like a typical working day at the Briar Realty Corporation. Except it isn't. The air is thick with tension and unspoken questions. No doubt, everyone present has already heard about Rose. What if last night's report they'd likely see in the morning news, in the papers, or on various news sites on the internet? Everywhere is a bitter reminder. In fact, everyone's giving me a wide berth, as though the mere mention of Rose would be enough to trigger something in me. It's appreciated, but it only serves to create a bigger hole in the place Rose has left. Ah! Blah blah. After lunch, my boss calls me for a meeting. I don't have to look up from my work to know what it is about. He's in a strange, pensive mood today, probably out of respect for a dead colleague. Oddly, I appreciate it more if he just shouted at me today. Anything is better.
I'm sure you've all heard of what happened to Miss Cooper. She was a valued member of our team and she will be missed. There's no date for a funeral yet, but those who wish to attend, kindly speak with your respective supervisors. By the way, has anyone heard about our still AWOL staff? None? HR, you know what to do. Santos, a word in my office.
At the end of it, I've been given the entirety of Rose's workload, including finalizing the rights papers, and have been promised an ample compensation for my efforts. Arthur, thank you for the bit, dude. I think he's expecting me to be happy about it. Instead, I immerse myself in my work. I have to, anyway, if I want to forget. AWOL, who else is missing? There's been a number of employees missing or just running away from work here. Time flies when you do, and by the time I give notice, it's already late. Everyone's already gone, leaving me in the company of a radio and a member of our janitorial staff. I don't even know his name. Rose likely does. She remembers people easily like that.
The Luxbourne Police Department continues its search for the following reported missing people.
The radio blares one name after another. Hold on a second. Missing? Aren't they... Still, I have to check. Frantic, I turn back to my desktop. The loudly tapping on my fingers against the keys fill the office for the better part of my shift as I look through everything. The background about the place, its history from the current owners, and list of employees hired under BRC. And I'm right. Of course I am. BRC may have a lot of staff, and they may have a lot of agents hired, but I don't remember those names anywhere. After all, they're also part of the crew who worked with us in preparing the mansion for the open house. The cleaning crew. Then the letters. It can't be. I hope it's not what I'm thinking.
Rose is...
Something snaps into place in the fraction of a moment. These people. Rose. The letter.
I need to... No. If it's like this, they still won't believe me. I have to make sure of it first.
Evidence doesn't lie. That's what Ash often says, right? If I have proof, then maybe. I don't want to get my hopes up yet, but maybe there's still a way I can save them. The letter, my phone papers, anything that will be useful. I grab them all and stuff them into my bag. I can't stay here. There's something I need to do. There's something those people should... They always cut sharply through the room, stopping my hand short of cramming a pen into my bag.
Hello? Anyone there?
That's a printer. Someone must have left their printer open again. No! 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 I may be in a hurry, but I don't turn it off. Another person's certainly going to have a fit tomorrow over wasted company resources. Most of the time, it's Rose who does the nagging, but the clicking of my pen in my hand is a welcome distraction as I search for the said object. Each stride my feet takes also echoes throughout the empty workplace. I've lost sight of the janitor minutes ago, and with me being the only one left, the tapping of my feet against the wooden floor is something I soon learned to appreciate. It doesn't take me long to find it. By the time I've turned it off, 5 pages already have strewn about the ground. The paper tray also had been left ajar. Sighing, I pick up each of it, put it someplace proper. But the page that greets me makes my blood run cold. The chill that makes its way up my spine is as numbing as the day in the attic. The sheets crinkle under my tense grip. All I can hear is my breathing as it grasps through my gritted teeth. Before I can even gather myself, take the first steps out of here, total darkness suddenly envelops me. No! And as if I hear every horror thought running inside my head right now, something snaps. A soft creak grating through the thin veil of stillness has descended in the room. Every muscle, every bone in my body goes rigid at the sound. Familiar. So familiar now. Yet my own traitorous curiosity still presses me to take a careful peek over the... Why would you do that? It's her. Standing the only exit of the office, albeit facing away from me. She doesn't even need to turn around for me to know it's the same misshapen face, tattered clothing, and unsightly gait. Posting the 5 bits. Same person in the attic. I take a step back, the pen I'm holding slips away from my hand, and her entire head... A scream almost escapes my mouth and I duck under my table as quickly as I can. My heart is pounding against my chest. I can hear the bone-chilling sounds of her walk, the weird clicking that follows her, and telltale squelch of something that wet as she walks towards me. Nearer and nearer. The sounds are slowly getting louder. The only thing that keeps the whimpering from escaping me is my hand as it covers my mouth. Someone, please save me. Anyone. I close my eyes, muttering a continuous stream of prayers, all while attempting to steady my own breathing. Please, please don't let her hear me. Fuck! I don't know what I was supposed to do!
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
I died. I'm dead.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
With the last lines of my prayer have left me, all that remains is a hush. None of her footsteps, nor those chilling sounds she makes. Only silence. Is it safe? No! Another second passes when nothing comes. Oh, son of an actual fuck! Oh! Fuck! How many do I have to do? How the fuck?
Our Father, give us and lead.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Hi. Okay. barely. Come on! Okay, I had to get 3. Shadow link at the 4 bits. The seconds. Minutes. Bug! Fuck off! Minutes stretch out before me, agonizingly. Is she gone? Slowly, I open my eyes to take a peek. I don't dare move or make a noise. In the face of such terror, I can only beg, let out silence please to whoever is out there. Please, please don't let her notice. I want to live. What? Oh, now we get to play as Hannah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the 7 chapters. I see. Is that the end of the part? I think that's the end of the first part. Does it tell me the chapter? I don't think so. Oh. Alright, well, let's start as Anna. Alright, it is far too easy to get them to pay attention. Enraptured. They hang on to my every word and follow my every move. All of it would have been stifling had I not grown used to such stares. Most are respectful, some are hostile, if we were honest. And a few were downright inappropriate. After all, I am...
On a right!
Hi. There's a moment of agitation as a familiar but less than welcome face approaches me with a suggestive smirk on his face. Of course, I have to keep a benevolent smile and greet him as I greet any good friend. After all, this man can turn heads, being famous in his own right.
Officer Lee! What a pleasant surprise. I didn't think you'd have the time to attend tonight's party.
He is more Luke's friend than mine, really, and I am quite sure I only invited his wife. Much like I am only friends with the chief inspector because of Luke. Luke is only friends with Rochelle because of me. Unlike how I treated Lee, however, Luke never hid his animosity for the Lee matriarch. It was an odd sort of friendship where we would have awkward double dates. I don't even recall his first name. Started with an N, I think. I might be wrong. Aside from being chief inspector of Luxembourg police, his wife, Rochelle Leonie Vance, owns a general electronics company, fridges and freezers mostly.
Oh, I always have time for my favorite socialite couple. Might I say, you look positively ravishing tonight. I see the husband isn't with ya.
You're really fucking creepy. The way he eyes me up is enough to make my skin crawl. I just wish Luke is here to fend off the more unseemly of our peers. You know the ones. Men who are just a bit too friendly, staring too long at my assets and getting close to just because my husband is not here. And to think they have the gall to do this at my own party. In my own house, if I might add. But like any high society woman with her salt, I know how to handle it with grace and dignity.
I suppose you are looking pleasant as well. Luke's busy with work, unfortunately. Rochelle isn't here?
A shame. I do hope he isn't causing you much trouble. That husband of yours can be a bit daft sometimes, acting like he's still some young bachelor. The wife sends her regards and her apologies, but something came up with a doctor and she needed to attend to it. You know her, being pregnant and all.
That must hurt your voice talking like that.
You know, yes, the wife sends her regards, okay, no.
We make small talk. Rather, I'm forced to do so as he would not leave my side after finding his place there. Much to my chagrin? I don't know, I have been extricated from the few who flock in hopes of flattering, for I cannot tolerate them far better than Lee. He's a nice enough person. I adore his wife, who is obviously the brains behind the two. But there is something unsettling about him. I do not trust him as much as I want to. He has regaled me tales of Luxembourg Police Department, a different affair to the usual gossip I am privy to. And, though I loathe to admit it, it is interesting nonetheless. Pronounced chagrin? Cool. I expect the topic of business to die out quickly, which would be understandable enough due to confidential nature of his work. But, oh boy, was I wrong.
So, wearing civvies, I steal and drive off with one of the police mobiles, right? In the mirror, I see the mutant chasing on foot and screaming about theft. The look on his face was priceless when I parked it in the garage.
The garage. Garage.
Oh my. You made him chase you all the way home for a prank. What did Rochelle have to say about that?
Rochelle has a strange love and hate affair with Lee. He is a married man who did not grow up past his early 20s, judging by the way he acts. Surprisingly enough, they've been married for a good 20 years. A lifetime, if you compare it to my marriage of 7 years with Luke. I, on the other hand, well, Luke is no Lee. I should be happy about that, I suppose. Although my darling did have his moments.
The wife pulled my ear and gave me a good talking to, though. Besides, we live in a flat a block away, so it wasn't much of a grand chase.
Weren't you living in a house near the countryside?
Moved for work, you know. Or you probably don't.
No, I don't. But a flat in downtown. I suppose if that's what you like.
Oh, it's horrid. Hate that tiny place, no matter how convenient it can be for work. 55 square yards are not enough when you need to get away from the wife. I wouldn't mind a place away from the city. Even started looking at the ads. I spied an interesting lot, actually. Heard it was finally put up for sale. Or that something mansion, you know the one with all the ghost stories.
So they do know about it. I know what he's talking about. There are really only a few urban legends around here. It's...
the Ermagood Mansion?
Whoop.
That's the one. Worthy of a king it is. I'd buy it myself, but Rochelle would only gripe if I brought it up to her. Not to mention all the expenses a place like that. It'll be a real fixer-upper. You also have to find someone willing to work there with how superstitious people can be.
If it becomes a problem,
Pat looks done with this guy.
Someone to do an exorcism.
Actually, I do know of someone who could be up to the task. You remember the Ludgates party at their Christchurch summer residence?
Of course. It was an excellent soiree. Everything was so classy, too. Such good taste.
Oh, that place was a pigsty until they hired out this interior designer and they turned it into a bloody palace. She worked for the Exodus for their apartment in Soho too, and they recommended her when we were looking up pieces for our beach house in Porto Colom. I think I have a business card right at... No, I must have left it in my other jacket. Anyway, she's called, what's her name? Marianne, I believe, yes. But truly, if anyone were to get that place in McCullough, well, they'd be the envy and the talk of the town.
Well, if you put it that way, I might just...
Is that the only reason you guys wanted the house, was to be the talk of the town?
This place was starting to feel a bit small lately anyway.
Small? Friggin' Isabella's room is as big as your fucking couch! Surely a 3-story penthouse might not fit the definition of small for some people. Okay, maybe a lot of people. But it isn't big enough to have grand parties in. As it is, I only invited about 30 people to this one and already feels cramped in here. It certainly would be nice if I didn't have to ride an elevator up and down several floors before I can get anywhere as well. As Luke's words and not mine. Besides, I've been looking for a good anniversary gift. Luke might like this one. Where is he anyway? So this is the day we all are supposed to go to the... This is the day we're all supposed to go to the whatchamacallit, the house. I'm surprised our relationship with Luke isn't like maxed out either. Luke is dressed to the nines, as he usually is. What does that mean? I've never heard that saying. Dressed to the nines. I must be way out of it, because I've never ever heard that. Luke is dressed to the nines, as he usually is. He looks ready for whatever the day will throw at him. You know, spell casting, dealing with his douchebaggy dad. His butler and valet wait at his side, just in case he isn't ready as he looks. Fancy? Gotcha. Means they're super sharp. Snazzy, sharp. Gotcha. Oh, sure. I love this song. It's very good. Oh, sure. That is normal. What is confusing me is the fact that he's the only one out of the penthouse, considering we won't have anywhere to go until much later.
I am to attend the Triad Autumn Tasting. I do believe I informed you of this 2 weeks ago.
Yes. And might I remind you that I had stricken that off your schedule? Because 1, the doctor told you to stop consuming so much alcohol. And 2, I informed you a few days ago about the open house we are going to attend in its place. I've even found this marvelous interior designer, Mary Ann McCullough.
It's a 3.5-hour drive to Cardiff. I don't have time for this.
Oh my god.
This is like that little party you threw all over again. You don't inform me of it, and you expect me to stay and be a gracious host when I have business elsewhere.
Elsewhere.
You know how I operate, Hana. Unless this was penciled in, I am sticking to my schedule.
If I may intrude, the madam is correct. Your physician did insist you moderate your drinking, unless you wish to incur acute pancreatitis.
Okay, that voice does not match that body. I'm just Draco and Ron. Yeah, that voice does not go with that character's body. That does maybe like an old butler, like, you know, Alfred from Batman, but that does not go well.
And you did have this open house penciled in last Wednesday morning.
Johannes, why do you... No. Dosha!
Bullocks, I don't remember doing so.
Well, you did. While very hungover, in fact.
Whoop! He did. Moaned about me being too loud, but gave in after some pushing. Perhaps that was a bit too cruel and manipulative of me, but...
Whose side are you on?
Come on, Luke. You promised we'd do whatever I want this weekend.
Gordon Bennett, fine. I am giving this house tour of yours a chance.
Who is Gordon Bennett? Gordon Bennett. He's an artist, apparently. James Gordon Bennett Jr., I'm guessing. New York Herald? Okay. Alright.
But, if it proves to be a waste of time, I am going to Cardiff, and you are going to take a cab home. Are we clear?
Jesus. Just a bit of a husband and a wife tit for tat, isn't it? All couples have their arguments. Once the honeymoon phase is over, as they seem to call it, reality sets in that you and your partner might not always see eye to eye. Perhaps it has been the years. 7 of them is nothing to scoff at.
I just cannot bloody believe I agreed to this. I was really looking forward to the Triad tasting.
Wrecked. Though sometimes I think it's something a bit more than simple disagreements, and I have to stop myself from wondering where we went wrong. Jess, thank you for the 5 bits.
There's always the Triad Christmas tasting in Manchester next month, and that'll only be an hour-and-a-half drive.
Have I been neglectful? Have I offended? Have I acted shameful?
Yes, but Cardiff.
Certainly any problem can be discussed. As long as he doesn't turn away from me.
Well, there goes my good mood. Are you happy now, Hana?
My god. She's just trying to make you happy, you asshole. Chat. I want to say defend myself. But... defend...
Yes, I am very happy, Luke. Because for once in a very
Oh, went
long
up.
time, we are doing what I want. I'm ecstatic. Understood?
Ah, me.
And this would be perfect if you stop acting like a child who needs their nappy changed.
Oh, get wrecked.
We will be leaving after lunch for the Ermengarde mansion. You are going to park your rear in the car and keep mum. And you are going to behave during the tour.
Needless to say, Luke looks a bit shocked at my little outburst. He opened and closed his mouth a few times, struggling to reply before he crossed his arms to look like a moping child.
Any more rules for this little excursion of yours, Your Highness?
Yeah, shut up.
No wine.
Ah.
No wine. Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
I am already not allowed to the tasting, and you would deprive me of that simple pleasure.
Yep.
If I see you take one sip today, I will put the stocks under lock and key. Do you understand me?
Oh shit! Slamming down the hard
Don't
stuff.
forget the bottles he keeps in his dresser.
Johannes, my man.
Whose side are you on?
Whose side are you on? As my voice gets higher. What the hell?
How many times in one day can you ask that?
As many times as I need you, traitor.
I like Anna now. The ride to the mansion is quiet, with Luke having stared out the window the entire way, not paying attention to anything around him. Meanwhile, I am conflicted. I don't know if I should apologize for changing his plans like that. But by the time we arrive at the mansion, and I see his eyes light up in genuine interest, apologizing is the last thing on my mind. Corky Love, thank you for 15 bits. The whole affair with the Ermengarde mansion is certainly an interesting experience. The place had been renovated and restored by the owners to what they claimed to be acceptable standards. Post, thank you for the bit. The mansion itself looks like something befitting a fairy tale or a period piece. It is tastefully decorated, and with a little bit of love and attention, I'm sure it could be a place Luke and I can call home. And the number of other prospective buyers that have come from the powerful and wealthy of Luxembourg certainly did not disappoint, marking this estate as prime property. The Lees are amongst the group who went with the Rose woman, and I saw a few other notable faces, though I did not really feel like mingling. Unfortunately for every one of them, the Wrights are interested in buying. Oh, we get to see us! I still see me as Isabella. I don't see anything else. What's been bugging my mind, however, is that Isabelle. What is her problem? I still don't quite understand what is happening. This is a very cool game, okay? I'm not gonna... Like, this game is very cool. The fact that we did the whole story with Isabella, like, I still think the main character... we get to do it again from different characters' points of view, which is really friggin' cool. One moment, she's scrambling to give us the paperwork to finalize the sale. Then she's panicking over some sort of prank letter or another.
Dear me, is Isabella all right?
It is apparent with the way she shakes and by the pallor of her skin, something is really shaking her up.
Isabella, do you need me to call that ambulance?
I'm worried, but it will be best if she is attended by someone more familiar to her, like her partner. But even then, the girl refuses Rose's offered drink and looks like she's about ready to make a run for it.
No, I'm just feeling a bit out of it. Excuse me, I'll be back. I just need to catch my breath.
And so she does, just as I predicted, and her partner follows like a concerned mother. There's an awkward air among us as we are left in the wake of whatever that was. The others murmur and gossip with each other, speaking of the poor daft girl and telling the tale to whoever was not in the audience to act in the first place. It doesn't take long for the woman Rose to return and pull us aside for the study for what I rightfully assume is damage control. Rose invites Marianne in too, hoping to apologize to her as well. But the woman refuses, saying she's not one of our clients anyway. That leaves myself, Rose, and Luke. The last all too eager to make himself comfortable in a study he's in no doubt claimed as his own.
I can't apologize enough about what just happened. Please forgive Isabella. She's been under a lot of pressure lately. She's young, and all those rumors about this being haunted just got to her head. And it must be this terrible heat, too. Not a drop of rain for days now.
Are you sure it is wise to just let her go like that? Where is the poor dear? She might get hurt.
You didn't seem that concerned when we were Isabella earlier, dude. You seem like kind of a dick.
She's more likely to hurt somebody else, given what just happened.
I told her to sit down and take a break. Already rang someone to pick her up, too.
That might be for the best, dear. But please, we're here to talk about the mansion, yes? Why, I absolutely adore it. Don't you, Luke? Some of the rooms will certainly have to be repurposed. We want to change the appliances and have Marianne lead on the decor, but the whole thing is just lovely.
I guess. It's certainly a lot roomier than our penthouse.
Exactly. Lots of space for guests, parties, a lot of room for little ones to run around too.
Yeah.
Let's not discuss that right now, Buttercup. Anyway, I do think it would be a shame to let this mansion slip past us.
But you haven't even finished touring the house.
Well, we like what we've seen.
I'm making our job easier for her, am I not? No need for loans or long price negotiations. We could just sign a contract and close the deal. Really, you'd think the woman would be happier about an easy sale. I know how these estate agents worked, how long they'd had to wait, how much they'd have to spend even just for a single sale. Why, she should be jumping for joy by now. I'm sure the commission on this mansion is nothing to sneeze at, even if she has to split it with the Isabel girl.
Do you think we could have horses here?
Yes, those do sound nice, love. Anyway, if anyone else is interested in buying this property, I assure you that I'm able and willing to give a better offer.
So, see, this is my thing, is I don't know what Hannah or Luke do to where they're just stinking fucking rich. I have no fucking clue. But it just seems Hannah is the one with a lot of the money. I don't know what Luke does. Nor Hannah, but...
A vineyard would be nice. Or maybe
And we do reward our people quite generously, Rose. So if I were you, I would start on that paperwork.
Luke does seem like the guy who got it from his parents, yeah. He married up. Possibly, but he's being quite a dick to the chick that's got all the money.
Helicopter pad.
Oh my god. I pause. In a small moment of complete silence where Rose and I just stare incredulously at Luke. It's an unspoken understanding, a rule between the two of us that we have to put out on an act. With our social standing, where image matters, it is also important to avoid making enemies. And to follow this rule, it's an easy feat for me. From youth, I have been the well-trained social butterfly, gracious and grateful. Luke, on the other hand...
Wait, what, Luke? No, what? Whatever would we need a helipad for?
Well, he likes to play the fool sometimes, even if he is anything but. As he throws me a weary smile, I shake my head and beckon Rose over. This is to be our home, and there's nothing she or anyone else can do to change my mind. This is a place that speaks of power and importance, and, at the same time, safety and comfort. Perhaps we can even have our family here. Okay, so I have already had a change of heart to Hannah. She seems like a very nice, genuine, rich, filthy rich person, but I thought at the first time when she was speaking to Lee that she just wanted this house for more praise, for more popularity amongst the rich people. But she also wants to have family and stuff. Malfoy, of course, doesn't want... There's definitely no better gift than this for our special date. Why, everything here is absolutely wonderful. What the fuck? Well, except for this ugly painting in the study. Looks like a bad fake of an Edvard Munch painting.
Here's the deal. I'm willing to pay 10% higher than your listing price.
Why?
If anyone tries to outbid us, just add another 5%. I doubt anyone can, of course. Or, you know what? Just add 15% to the listing price, and we can sign all the paperwork now.
I guess, if that's what you want. That won't be any trouble. I don't have all the papers now. Didn't think this would be a quick sell. I'll have copies sent to you so you can look over them. And if you'd still like to finish the rest of the tour with Isabella's group, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think we're good here. We'd appreciate a private tour of the place a lot more, I think.
All right. Should I let Marianne in, then?
Marianne. Oh, right! She's been waiting outside the city this whole time, hasn't she? I'll need to have a little chit-chat with her to move this little mansion project forward.
Please do.
There's a look of apprehension when the woman enters the study. Yet, like a professional, I see the moment when she steers herself and masks her worry. Admirable.
We have this project, then?
Of course. Will you be needing anything from us?
Having the floor plans would be a great start, just so that I can look at them beforehand.
It sounds like Karen Gillian so much to me. It sounds so like her. I just see Karen Gillian's face and I just match it to that voice.
And if you could tell me when you're available for a meeting so that I can include it in my calendar?
I need to find out. Oh!
Oh, is a meeting really all that necessary, Marianne? I guess we can send Johans to help you out.
Johans. I thought it was Johannes. But Johans works too.
You two can start by getting...
Fuck! I got scared and clicked. You two can start by getting rid of this ugly painting. A hush falls upon the room at my request.
What painting?
And lo and behold, the painting is gone. In its place, a mirror stands, which leaves me to look at my own confused expression.
Odd. Well, no matter. Back to the topic at hand. Marianne, dear, we are simply far too busy to meet up.
Or perhaps maybe I should.
But I guess we can free up a day to meet with you.
Did that increase? A lot, holy crap. Okay, so this is my thing, right? We shouldn't make her do up a meeting and crap like that. If you're buying a house, you need to fucking free up a day or two to go meet with your interior designer, no matter how fucking rich you are. Hello.
Hi. I have a cat.
You has cat. You has kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, kitty.
How are you?
Good.
You need anything?
I'm doing okay. Marianne is voiced by Elsa Lovelock. Nice.
I don't really need another Maudlin Monday reading about Maury anyway.
Corgi Lover, thank you, 10
The book
bits.
club can function without me for one day.
Marie is being very distracting.
No, it's the cat. The cat's fault.
Corgi Lover, thank you, 10 bits.
Love me.
Oh, okay, nice. Really don't need another Maudlin Monday reading about Maury anyway. The book club can function without me for one day.
What time shall we be seeing each other? How does lunch sound?
Besides, my house is a higher priority over book club. That's true. Why, we can hold the next meeting in this place. Surely the beauty and grandeur of it all will inspire spirited and lively debates about whether modern day writers can match up the classics.
Thank you for subscribing, honey.
Catafront, thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime. I really appreciate the sub. I hope you enjoy your new static emotes. I love your face, thank you. I might as well clear up the rest of my week to handle whatever affairs buying this mansion requires of me. Any social activity can be put off until the Ermagerd, or rather the Wrights Mansion great debut. I'll have my fill of great parties and gatherings, especially when I organize them myself.
That sounds good. Although, with a project of this scope, we might need most of the day to tackle your concerns. A more thorough inspection of the place is also preferable.
Breakfast then. It's a date.
It's really not.
All right. Monday. 10 o'clock sharp. We'll see you then.
Actually, Marianne suggests that we meet at 9, but who's even awake at that unholy hour? I'm not. I was lucky enough to wake up this morning before Luke went all the way to Cardiff. We say our goodbyes, shake hands, and make it clear without outright saying that we now own this house. By the time we left the mansion grounds, sunset is almost upon us.
So, you really want to buy this place then? That's a bit of a big impulse buy, even coming from you. Not that I'm complaining.
I feel elation when I hear those words from him. It's not every day one is able to please someone like Luke. He gives away false flattery to sway those who starve from his attention and his approval. But in the privacy of closed doors, he would often express his grievances. He neither censored himself in front of me, nor spared from me from his criticism.
You have been saying the penthouse was getting a bit too small for you. Happy anniversary!
Oh. That time of the year already?
Oh my god. He forgot about it last year, too. I understand that he's a busy man, but...
Is that why you want to buy it?
Yes. You don't like it?
I do. But I remember you used to talk about how you wanted to live next to the beach.
Botany Bay, Kent. I remember the sea. Water that stretched on for miles and miles as far as the eye can see. As a kid, I loved our beach trips, swimming all day as much as I could. I was a well-behaved child, and the only time I was ever truly difficult was when I refused to get out of the water, even when my fingers had gone all wrinkly. Even when they managed to pull me out of the water, there was always sandcastles. The day before we married, I told Luca that I wanted a house on a beach and a dog. And a kid or two. None of those ever came true, 7 years later.
That was a childish dream. Living next to the beach is so impractical if you really think about it.
I don't know. It's not a bad thought to see you in a bathing suit every day.
Oh, wow.
Maybe another time, love. We still have forever, don't we?
He says nothing, only grabbing my hand and holding it tight as we spend the rest of the ride home in silence. I miss the sea. A lot of you guys are saying Luke's just an asshole, but I don't know. I agree. I find him as an asshole. Okay. Sick and hovering over the loo at 3 in the morning. The picture I paint right now is hardly glamorous. Oh, that's right. She did mention that she likes art, so maybe she's an artist. A horribly fishy taste is left in my mouth as I throw up what I had for dinner, and I hate the acrid stench that fills the lavatory. The burning sensation at the back of my throat is of no help whatsoever. I can feel another wave of nausea coming up on me when the door opens.
Hannah, what are you doing so early out of bed?
I'm fine, love. I must have just eaten something bad.
That's all I managed to say before vomiting again into the porcelain throne. Lovely.
Just go back to bed, Luke.
Is she pregnant? Morning
I'm
sickness.
to clean up here.
Uh-oh. I refuse to look at him. I don't want him to see me like this. Last time I've had a horrible morning wrenching into a toilet was during my college years before the life of the party. Thoughtless and shameless, I'd thrown away months to frivolous merriment and pointless hookups. I didn't even retain any of the connections I made from that time. Sure, they still know of me, and I still know of them. And we still do business from time to time, but I've lost touch with anyone who I didn't see on a daily basis. I hardly have any of those friends I had when I was still Hannah Evans. Teachers, fellow university students, drinking buddies, and old conquests like Jack.
No, don't touch me, sweetie. It's disgusting. I'm disgusting.
Luke sits down next to me on the toilet floor to hold my hair even though I cough up more fish. He wipes the vomit from the corner of my mouth and just stares.
Do I need to fire someone? I don't feel sick.
Just feeling a bit under the weather, dear. It's been unbearably hot as of late, hasn't it?
Oh no, he can be sweet. Crap! Don't make me like you.
I do wish it would rain.
Are you sure it wasn't those sweets? I told you not to eat those sweets.
Maybe. Well, don't laugh.
The voice acting in this game, even for asshole-ish people like Luke, is just amazing. Like, Developers that made this game, thank you for all the attention you put into this game.
Well, I can't help if you make that sort of face.
He starts chuckling, and soon enough, he's in a fit of laughter. This scene happening next to a loo filled with sick just makes the whole thing bizarre, and it nearly makes me start giggling as well. I try to stifle it though as I smack him on the shoulder.
I'm not making a face, Luke. Stop laughing. Shut up.
Voice actors are supreme. I agree. When he would not stop laughing, I let myself go as laughter bubbles from my own throat, and I forget whatever ill feelings plagued me. We are just husband and wife, laughing together at a funny face, little things in life. I let myself go because I know that these moments will not last forever. But if I know just the terrible things that are to come for us, I would have wished with everything I have then and there that the laughter stayed. So she's talking in past now. Like she's... If I just know the terrible things that are to come for us. So she's already experiencing them. October 26th, the Wednesday.
Hiya! Come on now!
The place is bustling with movers, carrying furnishings here and there, along with several trunks of personal belongings taken from our penthouse. Also, for those of you guys that are wondering, yes, I have a lot of journal entries. Where the help is still there. We're looking at the timeline, though, and the different profile. Oh, wait, we can look at Hannah. Oh, yeah, we didn't do this yet. So, Hannah is 30... Well, Isabella's 26. Hannah is 31 years old. Wow, she looks a lot younger than that. Occupation... heiress, former fiance, finance manager. So that makes a lot of sense, which is why she knew a lot of the financial things of buying the house. Nationality is British, religion is Anglican, education, master's in business administration, major in accounting. Damn. Likes blah blah, dogs, fashion, parties, and dancing, the beach, children, iconic women, charity, math. Ew! Alright, of the Luxembourg upper class, Anna is used to living a life of luxury. Absent parents made her crave for attention, though something she gained from her private tutors and nannies instead. It was never enough, however. She studied hard in order to make parents proud, going into business so that she could work alongside them. The challenge in her otherwise privileged life was certainly a thrill for her, at the very least. She had many suitors, dating different men and women, but it was through work that she met Luke. It was love at first sight. Upon her parents' death, Luke proposed to her. Wow. That was the move that led to the merging of Wright Enterprise and Evans Incorporated, and her subsequent retirement. The 7 years of marriage is strained, but Anna tries her best to make it work. So, Luke owns a different company, which is probably how Wright Enterprise, which is how I'm sure he has all of his money, and she has hers. Interesting. Give me a quick second. I need to check something. Okay. Nifty. Luke watches him like a hawk, making sure nothing is handled carelessly or gets stolen.
Careful now. I know your pictures are framed by cheap plastic, but those are framed by African blackwood and are one-of-a-kind commissioned paintings. Each one is easily worth a lifetime of what you lot make.
Oh, Luke, stop being an asshole.
Luke, do the dishwashers go into the kitchen or the butler's pantry?
Pantry, Buttercup. Careful, that's Emma Hot. No, you there, put that down. You do not manhandle a Napoleon Abueva.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. I can see the exacerbation, and I have to send the foreman an apologetic glance. Even Johannes rolls his... Did I say it right? Johannes? No. I don't know. Johannes rolls his eyes as he goes by. Considering Luke is always like this during a project, Johannes and I have gotten used to it. Poor Marianne, on the other hand, looks a bit stressed at seeing the gigantic mess before quickly going back to work. Everything just has to be perfect, exactly the way he wants it. One little thing out of place, one little thing that didn't fit the image he clearly constructed in his head, and Luke gets bent out of shape.
Sweetie,
Johan, I think?
Why don't we go and sort your suits
Thank
upstairs?
Oh, Sonny Randy in chat has actually linked me a Napoleon Abouvet. More probably known as the Napoleon Abouvet is a Filipino artist. He's a sculptor given the distinction as the Philippines' national artist for sculpture. He is also entitled as the father of modern Philippine sculpture. Nice. Thank you for the thank you. That's awesome.
Let Johans and Marianne and the foreman deal with the rest of the work.
We have this, Mrs. Wright.
Yes, please do go before a blood vessel bursts. Bloodstains are so troublesome to clean.
How the fuck would you know that? Taking him by the hand, I lead him upstairs into our bedroom. Holy fucking shit! That's a nice bedroom. This place has been arranged first so we can get some rest no matter what state the rest of the mansion is in. That is smart. I am definitely glad I could just lie down on a soft, comfy bed after what has been a busy morning. Watching Luke act like his life depended on getting this move done is tiring all on its own. And to think I have a whole day of this ahead of me. I feel the bed dip beside me as Luke sits down with a sigh.
Well, I can't wait for this to be over.
I don't know. It's fun seeing you all fired up. Here at home and not at work, you know.
You know I can't always be home, Hannah. I have a company to run, unless you've forgotten.
I haven't forgotten. You're the one who insists on being there to make sure each and every little thing is under control. I just really miss you sometimes, and I wish you were at home more often. Why, if you're not careful, I might go a bit loopy and I'll stop bringing cats home.
You were the one that fucking joked about how this mansion would turn up to have cats here. Frickin' hypocrite.
And soon enough, one day you'll find yourself going home to a farm just filled with felines that follow you everywhere.
Oh, don't bluff. The things would shred up your precious furniture. Besides, you don't even like cats.
Wow! Wrecked.
True, true. Dogs are infinitely superior, of course.
Oh, shut up!
But what about the wet dog smell?
Yeah, exactly.
Not cleaning up after a mutt, no matter how cute.
Yeah, see, cats don't fucking have any of that. They fucking clean themselves. They know where to poop and pee most of the time. Ophelia's great, where she knows exactly where she has to do her business. And she's adorably cute and stuff.
If you think about it, a cat would be better.
I like you, Luke. You've totally changed. My relationship with you just skyrocketed. Man after my own. It's not always that we can just lie down and talk about these sorts of things. To joke around as if we're teenagers again with very little problem in the way of responsibilities and roles. As you sit in a mansion that's being renovated to your every whim and will. Yeah. To hear this genuine, honest to goodness laughter is a rarity. This is just the second time as of late. In all honesty, I do want a dog. Marie and I both want a husky. Husky puppy. Because I want a Bork dog. A boof dog, I think Marie says. And I can only see it as a sign of good things to come.
All good points. I guess we could just have kids. That is, if you prefer dealing with soiled nappies and sick as opposed to dead birds, mice, and litter boxes. I've already told Marianne about turning the second bedroom into a children's room.
Oh, I don't look happy about that. I guess sometimes I don't know when I'm crossing a line. I didn't say that I'm a good comedian, did I?
Not this again.
Oh my god.
What? I wasn't being serious.
It's not something you take the piss out of. Having a kid is a big responsibility, Hannah.
Yeah. And... Jess, sing at the bed.
We've talked about this, haven't we? We I'm not ready to be a parent. I'd probably end up killing the little brat by the week's end.
My God, yeah, no, you're not ready to be a parent. Chat? Chat? I will let you choose. Ugh. Luke, you run a company but can't handle a little kiddo. Some people just know business. Some people are good at parenting. Screw apologies. Do the great father. Don't apologize. Punch him and run away. She has backbone, the first choice. I've got 2 or 3 apologies. A lot of people saying he's to go with the father. Guilt him, tell him to be great. Alright, a lot of chat is saying you says you'll be a great father.
Carly likes you well enough.
I went up a lot. And he blushed. The mention of our little goddaughter places a conflicted look on his face. Sometimes it is cute when he denies having a soft spot for the little girl. But then sometimes it's sad. It makes me wonder what happened to make him think so poorly of himself in this regard.
Yes, well, it's Kylie.
I think you might have some parenting issues where you don't think you could be a good parent because of how your parents treated you, maybe.
The tyke likes everybody and, on the off chance she doesn't, likes them well enough as long as they buy her sweets. And sure, that kid is great, but if I get tired of her, I can ship her back to her father at the end of the day. Having kids of our own will be a whole different monster entirely.
I have heard him talk about his father in anything but a business context. I've never heard of him talk about his father in a business context. Did I nail it on the head or what, man? I recall Damien Wright. Kept hearing about him from my own father, even before I met Luke. The business world praised him for running a tight ship, all until one mistake led to a great loss for the entire enterprise. It was then the news of Luke Wright, Prodigy's son and successor to the old man, started to show up, and he aided in its recovery and growth up until the Great Recession. I'm getting a bit off track. Regardless, I've never heard him talk about his father like one would talk about a family.
I think you'll be a great father.
There is a smile, no matter how half-hearted it may be. I do really think that. He may not be a good, honest man. A part of me knows that. Though I try to silence it. But I know Luke well enough that he will be a better father than either Damien Wright or Henry Evans. I love my father, but he never had the time.
If it is any consolation, I think you'd be a decent mother.
Wow, you're fucked up! On the other hand, I have never heard of his mother. A silence settles both comfortable and uncomfortable. There's familiarity in each other's company despite the awkwardness that had transpired. Defenses and masks down, without anybody else looking, we were both together and alone in this quiet. Oh shit, Luke is gonna fucking flip. But a crash from our downstairs startles us both out of our reverie. Luke lets out a heavy sigh before coming up to his feet and straightening his
I'll have
jacket.
to attend to that then.
Be good, darling. And watch out for your blood pressure.
He gives me a kiss on the cheek before leaving while I lay there in a daze. Okay, so what are we on, the 5th? 25th? Oh yeah, so all these journal entries I meant to say, all these entries just show basically what just happened. About children, Luke didn't sound too welcoming of the idea. So this is all the choices I make. And that's the cool thing, is if you guys wanted to play this, you guys could do something totally different. Alone, as per usual. I really should be used to it by now.
Thank you for subscribing.
Night Dancer, thank you for the 3 months in a row. Another month is come and gone. Love it, Pat Nugget fam. Night Dancer, thank you for 3 months. Really appreciate that. I could feel the minutes tick by with me just lying there, feeling miserable and full of self-pity. I've rolled over to lie on my stomach at this point with my face buried in the pillows when there's a knock at the door. Grumbling at them to go away doesn't work as a voice comes from the other side.
Madam, the photographer from Luxury Living is here.
Wait, is that today? Oh, yeah. People had caught the wind of our new mansion the very moment we left the open house. Luke had boasted he could acquire the property in no time and allowed a photo shoot for an interior design magazine to be scheduled today. Well, there were complications and it took longer than it usually does for us.
Hansi.
Hansi.
Johannes, if you could at least make it through the end.
Tell them I'll be right down, Hansi.
Oh my god. Can we do hashtag Hansi in chat, please? The mansion grounds have been one of the first things to be fixed up, aside from the bedroom. Although it's still work in progress, it had a promising start, and I could already see the flower patches. Oh, the yawn, man. Look at all that Hansi. Hell yeah.
Thank you,
Logan. Thank you for the 3 months, dude. Thank you for all the fun last 3 months. You're as awesome as ever, Pat. Thank you, Logan, for 3 months. Also, Logan, because I know you're part of the Destiny clan, and I'm going to break from the game to go for Destiny 2 for a second. If you guys are part of our Destiny 2 clan, we finished the raid yesterday, and if you guys go talk to Hawthorne in the tower, you guys should get a gun from Hawthorne. Anyway, back to the game. Luke's favorite daffodils stand out easily, having been transplanted from the pots that used to litter the rooftop of our penthouse. Why, if the moving crew thought that Luke was being hard on them, they clearly didn't see the landscaper on his way out. The man looked like he was ready to faint, and Luke seemed ready to kill him by the end of their discussion. Oh crap! Oh crap! It's Zack! It is in the gardens that I see him, standing near the flowers in quiet admiration. He is hard to miss. The hulk of a man that clearly did not belong, and the big backpack and suitcase he has with him makes him look much larger. It is a peculiar sight seeing someone who looks like he does handling little delicate things with such care. He looks up from the gardens and does a double take before a friendly face replaces his serene expression.
Miss Wright, yeah? Hi, Zachary Steele here from Luxury Living, ma'am. Hope you weren't waiting too long. But it looks like you're still moving in, huh? Thought for a second there my calendar was wrong and I came here too early.
The one and only. Welcome, welcome to Maison de Right. And yes, we've been in the process of moving in as we were delayed, but it won't be a problem.
Nice, Logan.
They're just adding a few things here and there, and you should still be able to do your work.
And Portia, I'm having a great day.
Where's the rest of your crew then, Mr. Steele?
That was not the voice I was expecting. I feel Zack's voice matches him.
Zack is fine, please. Mr. Steele makes me feel like I'm a mascot for a cleaning product.
Mr. Steele. Stress Chest, thank you so much for the 7 months in a row. Woo! 7 months already. Thank you for the 7 months support, Stress Chest. I appreciate that. Mr. Steele makes me feel like I'm a mascot for a cleaning product. That's great.
Anyway, I'll be your one-man crew for today. Don't worry, been doing this gig for a while now.
You must be quite the veteran to handle this on your own. We've had a full crew coming into our penthouse the last time we were covered in your magazine.
Veteran? Oh, your words are too kind, Miss Wright.
Hannah, if I get to call you Zack, you have my permission to call me Hannah.
Alrighty then. Anyway, I'm no veteran, but I know my camera well enough to make sure this is a good shoot. You can trust me on that, Miss Wright. Hannah.
Zachary proves quickly enough that I can, in fact, trust him. His skills with the camera and experience in this industry at the very least. He is kind and courteous, listening and following as I lead him around the house. A really nice fellow, and he treats our household staff well, whenever we cross paths with him. I answer his questions to the best of my ability, and he is patient enough to answer mine whenever I get curious enough. For one, I ask what the bags are for. They are quite the magician's toolkit. From inside, he had procured several items to embellish the interior with. Bowls of fruits, lemons, trays with peppermills, stacks of cookbooks, cutting boards, and glass canisters filled with colorful nuts and grains are brought in for a kitchen setting. And for the bathroom, there are white towels, seashells, and decorative soaps. There are other things as well, too numerous to count, all in that large backpack and suitcase.
Tricks of the trade. Softens up a room, makes a place feel more homey, and fills it up with texture.
Damn, Zack is smart.
But you guys probably have better stuff I can use for this.
No lights? Don't tell me all of these are just props.
Well, I've got my tripod here. For things like these, natural light is best. I'll just have to set the shutter speed to a real slow setting, and as long as nobody steps into the shot, it'll look great.
Oh, it better.
We go through the rooms one at a time, although we first tackle the ones that the movers have no business in anymore. Ooh, a ballroom! Oh, hot diggity, I love this house. Even though, you know, a lady died here. The ballroom needs little preparation with its grand design. Although there is some trouble at first. With the wide open space and the pictures being backlit. Chat! Chat, how many people do we have in chat right now? Like 250 people or so? Yeah, roughly? 239? Chat, do you guys want to move into this place? We could all just, we could just, you know, move in and we could all live in it. I think so, right? Right? Come on! We could all live in here. Okay. Although there is some trouble at first with the wide open space and the pictures being backlit. It's in the kitchen that Zachary's props come in handy, considering how Johannes kept the place so neat and sterile. One can practically eat off the floor. We carry on touring the house, taking pictures where we can, with exception to the rooms which have yet to gain any purpose or design. Too bad I can't sneak a peek at his photos yet. Funnily enough, he is using a traditional camera. I didn't even know film still existed. With the way he speaks, however, I can see that he knows enough about his craft that I am not too worried about botched photographs. Corgi level, I think 25 bits. Daily nugget parties, I agree. I imagine photography must be cathartic for him, judging by how at ease he looks while taking pictures. There are small snippets of conversation in between the clicking of the camera. He even goes as far as to talk about these terminologies like shutter speeds and aperture when I ask about the technical aspects. I can't quite see the pictures as it's made, much like when I watch artists paint on their canvas. But just watching someone passionately practicing their craft such as this is exciting in its own way. Going through the many rooms has been quite the exercise for the both of us. Despite that, he has been so nice, and I find myself putting on my best smile. But as we were taking pictures in the foyer, that everything comes to a standstill for a moment. Just a moment. And, had I not been paying attention, I wouldn't have even noticed. It is merely a split second when Zachary's rhythm is put to a halt. His finger doesn't move to release the shutter. Yet he doesn't pull the camera away from his face. Gaze still firmly fixed through the viewfinder. He shakes, his hands shake, and there is a light sheen of sweat on his forehead.
Zachary?
No response.
Zach, is something the matter?
He sees it. Lowering his camera, he blinks and stares at something behind me before shaking his head. Turning around, though, I see nothing that have gotten his attention.
Oh no, there's nothing wrong. I just remembered something I saw. Let's get back to the pictures. Can you move a bit more to the left, yeah?
I struggle to respond this time. There's a sudden weight on my back, an indescribable tightness around my throat. Everything stops. And everything starts again as I manage to choke out.
If you're sure.
Okay. I don't know what just happened. And it was probably just a dizzy spell. I'm fine. And he said he's fine. We continue at the same pace as before, although there's an unspoken agreement that we will not talk about what happened.
So, is this a full-time job for you then?
Okay, back to everything. Great.
Nah, I just freelance mostly for magazines, newspapers, and events. So you can't really call it a full-time job.
Good, you thank you the bits. I didn't even think about that, Kikichi. How many ghosts do you think will develop in the photos?
It's fun and it puts food on the table, but it's not what I really want to do. At least, not all the time.
What is it that you want to do then?
Maybe I've been out of line sticking my nose in other people's business, but I can't help but ask. I regret doing so as I see his shoulders slump and the easygoing air as he fades away. He looks torn over whether he wants to talk about it or not.
Documentaries mostly. But cinematography is a lot more difficult than photography, right? I was working on this thing, actually.
What thing?
Well, it wasn't really a big thing. People didn't like blue foncé very much.
People don't like a film about colors. I suppose they would have liked Blue Bibby a lot more.
Very funny.
So, Grand Director, do you want to tell me what Blue Foncé is all about?
He hesitates. But when I refuse to budge on the matter, he gives in and spills it all out. Blue Foncé. Oh god, I'm not going to be able to say that. Luhier la plus sombra des nos... Yeah, dark blue, the darkest hours of the Black British. He speaks with passion of one who has gone through the very matter he is concerned with. There's conviction, knowledge, and experience in his speech. Why, I would have told him that he is an amazing speaker if only I wasn't so engrossed listening.
Thank you for subscribing,
The Dog King!
honey.
Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub, dude. Thank you for 3 months in a row. Time flies. Thanks for all the good times. Of course, dude. Thank you for 3 months. Yeah, you botched it. Yeah, I know. I'm not... I can't... knew I wasn't going to be able to say it anyway. Prejudice and discrimination in schools and in the workplace. Lesser chances for opportunities and higher chances of being treated like a criminal. He spoke of blacks and people of color in general, still being treated like second-class citizens. All because of the color of their skin. It is all just positively revealing. Hope I said that right. And sad. Comes to a point wherein he soon loses steam. He looks abashed, realizing what he had just done.
Sorry, I just got so carried away and...
It's fine. It is really so fascinating to watch people talk about their passion after all. You should see how your eyes light up when you speak so fiercely. You do have very beautiful eyes.
Uh-huh. Thanks, I guess.
I want to say I understand where he's coming from, but I really don't. Do I? I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I have lived with the charm, and I've lived a charmed life. It hasn't been perfect, but the difficulties I've been through pales in comparison to what others experience on a daily basis. Give me a second, chat. I gotta do a thing. Okay. Sorry. I certainly don't know how I would have fared were it any different. Would I still have met Luke and would he still love me if I was any lesser?
What was your home like? These things you talk about, it sounds like you've... Well, I don't mean to pry, I mean.
Live with my older sister and my grandparents. We had a shop selling all sorts of things below our flat. And well, I was one of the few non-white, non-British students in class. I didn't get pushed around or anything straight up. Even then, I was one of the biggest kids around. But a pencil and notebook would go missing, you know?
Oh, that I knew. Children can be so cruel sometimes. Of course, it might be a slightly different story when you have personal guards and the stolen item is not a pencil but an expensive heirloom.
So what about you? How you liking your new house? It's pretty impressive.
It's nice, I suppose.
You suppose? Not big enough?
What? No, oh, don't be a bully. It's just that...
I understand if you don't want to talk about it.
I was a little girl, all dolled up and treated like a fragile porcelain, with nursemaids waiting to me hand and foot. All the material possessions anyone could ever want, I could ask for on a whim, and it would be handed to me just like that. But I barely saw my parents. Just goodbye kisses in the morning before they went off to who knows where, and they were needed to me next. I saw them more often on the telly or in the papers than I ever did in person.
I remember.
And I'm not sure, Isaiah.
It was a lot like this one. Big walls and big holes, but nobody in it. Not really. It makes you think how alone you are.
A pensive mood overcomes us. And there's a moment where neither of us are sure of how to go on from there. Things have gotten a bit too personal, yet it isn't wholly uncomfortable, like as if we've been friends before.
Well, that's normal, ain't it? You just moved here. You'll make home out of it yet.
He certainly makes it easy to believe that. My childhood house is indeed a lot like this one. Just as large and extravagant. And just as empty. I hope he's right.
So, Monsieur le Photographe, you've covered the one and only Ermengarde mansion. What's next on the agenda?
The interview?
Boring. It's an interior design and housing magazine.
And they want to know what Miss Wright has to say about her interior design and house.
Honor Wright thinks she bought a magnificent house that she can certainly brag about. Blah, blah. Boring. You know what they should print more of? I watched an interesting documentary the other day. Bleu Foncé, the darkest hours of the Black British. I recommend you watch it.
I see what she's trying to do there. Just fair, thank you for the 5 bits.
Those are the things that people should know about. What do they care if I use a purple or green bowl of fruit in my kitchen?
People, right?
Oui. People are shite.
That is totally a saying I'm gonna steal.
What do you think? Do I look good with this angle?
I strike a pose while he's being busy. Looking taken aback for a moment, probably not expecting me to just go and say such a crass word. But he recovers quickly, and after snapping a few shots, he grins.
Yeah, vous êtes belle. You want copies of these ones?
Yes, please. So, the big boy knows French. You must have wooed a few ladies. Unless you're into gents. Either way, French is, after all, the language of romance.
Is that flirting I see? Yeah, that's a lot of flirting.
No, I don't know about quoting fancy poetry. But I've made lunch for a girl before, and they did like that fancy French cuisine.
Can you cook your best?
I can cook just about anything as long as I know the recipe.
C'est magnifique.
It's been too long since I've had a nice proper chat with a good friend. No, Lee is certainly not a good friend, and although we've just met, Zachary is the sort who can probably befriend anyone. And he's just a comfortable person to be around with. A bit too comfortable. The photo shoot went by a breeze, and somehow, somewhere along the way as we talk and laugh, I find myself getting a bit too close without realizing. He'll give me this strange look until I back off, and I'll go back to asking questions after I agreed to do this little interview. And it's just odd. Well, no. Me being friendly isn't that odd. That's how I am. Zachary is the one that's being odd. Why, anyone else would absolutely welcome the extra attention I give them. He, on the other hand, looks almost flustered about it. He should be used to different personalities by now, having to deal with various people when he works. And if not, he needs to start. Perhaps nobody has shown him the attention of this kind, but he's a big boy. He should be able to handle me. All it is a friendly touch there, a pretty smile there, and a gentle swaying of the hips as I move around. Zachary grew and grew more red every time he noticed. Am I being mean as I find enjoyment in seeing him unravel? She seems to be a big flirt around people. Perhaps. And thank you for the 5 bits. This went on during the interview and beyond that. No, she knows. There's nothing wrong with what we're doing, right? Zachary and I are just having a playful, friendly chat while enjoying the outside view. At least that's how I see it.
I'm sorry, but I'm really getting distracted. Could you maybe stop doing that?
Stop. I'm not sure if I want to, though. What should we do, chat? Should we stop it? Should we stop flirting, or should we continue teasing? Stop? Alright, we'll stop.
I'll stop if it makes you uncomfortable, sweetie.
Okay. And Zach stuff went up. Of course.
Sorry.
No, I should be the one apologizing. Why, you're a shy one, aren't you, big guy?
It's not that, but...
He gestures to the ring on my finger and lets the fact of the matter hang heavily between us. Being told implicitly that I am too forward is not a common occurrence. I think I'm more stunned at the fact he pointed it out rather than, well, being rejected. Not that anything is going to happen between us in the first place. It was just going to become some harmless flirting, right?
So, you've never had a girlfriend?
That's you, thank you for the 15 bits, dude. It's all good.
No. No boyfriend either. You know, just in case you were gonna ask for that one next.
And you haven't even had your first kiss?
Not a one, ma'am.
Do you want to have your first kiss today?
I can't help it. I really, really can't, and I'm going to apologize lots later. Surely by the catty smile on my face, it is obviously that I'm just pulling his leg. The laugh I fail to contain certainly gives it away, and if it still isn't obvious. But still, he lights up in embarrassment, stammering and sputtering objections.
You're married, and this will be extremely unprofessional.
My God, Zach. See you later, Corgi. Thank you for 25 bits.
I never said I would kiss you, silly.
She never did.
Oh, Johans!
No, what? No. Don't call your butler. She's Hannah.
That would be for the better. I don't think his husband would appreciate it if I made him kiss another man. I do not think he can hear us from here either.
That's hilarious.
But it is hard to think you're not taken, Zachary. Why, whoever becomes your girlfriend will be so lucky to have you. You can cook and take wonderful photographs. Wonderful meals and wonderful memories.
I can play guitar too.
You can? Oh my. Wonderful serenades as well then. Perhaps I can find a young lady who deserves a fine, strapping young gentleman like yourself.
Let's not get carried away. Besides, I gotta be going. It's getting late and I got someplace else to be.
A shame. I will be expecting you again soon, I hope. For a copy of my photographs, yes?
Of course. I'll even deliver them personally. Just, you know, don't try to make me kiss your butler when I drop by.
As fate would have. I like how he just like slowly comes into frame. As fate would have it, that very moment, with the words leave his mouth, Johans comes out of the house. Judging by the slight raise of his eyebrow, he's heard only the tail end of the sentence.
There shall be no kissing of any butlers under this roof. Danke.
You are not under a roof, are you, Hansi?
To my amusement, he takes a step back, safely placing him within the threshold of the foyer and under the roof of the house. And just as ever, he's quick to return with a sardonic reply.
I am now. As I was saying, madam, it's about time for supper. Will I be needing to set an extra place at the table?
Oh, what? No, I was just leaving, actually. So, you have a good night, Hannah. And you too, Hansi.
Hansi.
It was nice to meet you, Zach, honey. You have a safe trip.
See you later, Hansi. He nods and the grin on his face as we say our goodbyes is the sweetest that I have ever seen. I linger looking out for him with his relatively tiny bicycle backpack safely secured in the basket by the front and suitcase hooked at the back. I watched as he went down the path back to Anselm Village until he's nothing more than a blip in the horizon. I cannot help the small smile on my face as I go inside for supper. Entering the dining hall causes me so much confusion. It is dark. For a moment I thought the electric work is not up to par. But that clearly is not the case, as every other room is bright with artificial light. Finding the light switch is a monumental task considering the size of my unfamiliarity with the room. To make matters worse, the darkness grants the room with a different atmosphere, eerie and frightening. It takes longer than I thought to find the switch, something that will have to be rectified later on. My skin starts to prickle and there's a distinct feeling of me being watched. It unsettles me and only spurs me in on my search. When I do open the lights, there is a hiss.
I'll turn the lights down, woman.
Oh my god. There at the end of the hall is my beloved husband with his face in one hand and a glass in the other. Perhaps I can let it go if it's only a glass of wine. However, I can feel myself go livid. Oh, is he really drinking whatever the fuck absinthe? I think he has. However, I can feel myself go livid after seeing the toxic green liquid gleaming mockingly at me.
Luke, what? Are you drinking absinthe? You know what the doctor said. Absinthe, Luke. Are you actively trying to kill yourself? Because if you are, we can just hit you with a bloody car.
Honeybee, Buttercup, not too loud, please. Besides, it's Lelouch, not too strong. Just hair of the dog that bit me. Helps with the hangover, dearest.
You drank? When?
This morning, love. Don't be mad. I just needed a few drinks, having to deal with those simpletons. And maybe I had one too much. You don't see me whinging about you leaving me to handle them on my own.
I had to attend the photo shoot and interview with Luxury Living. You know that. Let's not make this about me, Luke. This is about you and your drinking problem and...
Oh, I don't know, Hannah, darling. What if my drinking problem, as you like to call it, is linked to you? If we think about it that way, this discussion is about you. That was pretty mean of you, leaving me alone to do all the work like that.
You're a total douchebag.
You can't use the interview as an excuse either, honey. I was informed the moment your little interview was done. So, what was it then, What were you doing?
Well, let's tell the truth.
I was talking with Zachary, the photographer for Luxury Living.
Went up for Luke. I have no reason to tell lies. It's not like I'm guilty of anything. But as Luke's expression turns, he makes me feel like I am actually to blame for something. He has a way of making me laid bare with just a look. That had really struck me when we first met years ago.
That giant Negro.
Oh, fuck you!
You were having a secret meeting behind my back and it was with him?
What are you implying?
I'm implying nothing. I'm just worried. You know better than to trust those media types, Buttercup.
You can go fuck off.
You must have been really friendly to occupy your time like that.
Go lock yourself in the attic.
But all he's looking for is his next big headline.
He's a photographer for an interior design magazine.
Doesn't matter. You let one little thing slip, one wrong move, and
I don't even give a fucking shit what the fuck he says anymore. I actually really fucking hate this character.
He'll go to his journalist friends to gossip and make a quick quid.
His eyes were the first thing I noticed about him. They were like nature, the grass and the trees, wonderful and breathtaking. Now as I look at him, they're nothing but the same shade of green as the bloody damn drink in his hand.
He was a perfect gentleman, Luke. I can't say the same for you as of recent.
Excuse me again? We're talking about you, Hannah.
No. I am pretty sure we were talking about you and your drinking problem, Luke, right?
Hangover forgotten during the course of this little spat, the man jumps to his feet and seethes. Looks like he's barely stopping himself from throwing the nearest thing he can find.
Oh, it is not a problem. I can stop whenever I want.
Said every drunkard ever.
And even if it was, I think you can very well stay out of it, as it only affects my own kidneys or liver or whatever the bloody hell that shite pollutes. Whatever aftermath that occurs because of your little chit-chat with the Negro affects the both of us, however.
Look, Luke. Nothing will happen. You have to relax. It was just a friendly chat.
Well, now I think I'm getting jealous. Or I would be if it weren't for this damn headache.
Maybe you should drink more.
Maybe.
Supper is spent in silence with nothing but the occasional sound of silverware. A grand feast has been served. Well, grander than usual anyway, most likely due to Luke's complaints of stress. A platter of native oysters for starters, and transfer with purple sprouting broccoli, lemon capers, and anchovy sauce for mains. To finish it all off, black tea and golden syrup sponge pudding with custard. But when our appetites are appeased and the plates are cleared away, Luke stands, kisses me goodnight, and leaves me to stare at my half-empty cup. Lonely in the lull of night, I sit in a house too big and too empty, foreign and unwelcoming. Even with its warm tone and homely decor, it feels cold. There's no need for tears, however. I know I can get through this like every other obstacle I've faced before. See, even with a dick of a husband, she's just a fucking trooper, man. It's a minor setback in what I hope will be a long and happy life. To remind myself that this place is for Luke and for our future children fills me with a renewed vigor. Besides, it looks like someone is having a cry already. The wailing is far away and muffled. Yet at the same time it shakes me to my very core as I hear it. As if the suffering is just standing right beside me. Hearing it sends a chill down my spine and makes my skin prickle with goosebumps. Who was that? No! 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 Nope! 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 Fuck that! Nope! 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 Curiosity sinks in as I follow the sorrowful sound into the kitchen. And into the wine cellar hatch.
Hello? Is anybody down there?
I'm curious and concerned, but there's no way I'm going down the dark and humid underground. I'm not enthusiastic as Luke, who considers himself quite the connoisseur. However, I cannot bring myself to go to bed with this racket going on. If it is the one of the household help, they will surely need some talking. After all, this wouldn't be the first time I've gone and found out one of the maids sobbing their eyes out over one thing or another. As professional as our staff are, they are still human. More often than not, it was either Johannes or I would have to calm them down. Huh. Who would help them figure out who is about to go on about things? Mad wickening at the bit. Unfortunately, I'm not in high spirits right now, so I'm not as wholly benevolent. Summarizing the 5 bits.
What did you say?
Bree, thank you for the $1 donation. So spoopy. Thank you so much, Bree, for the $1. Chat. What are we doing? A lot of people are saying to call it out. A lot of people are saying open it. Nail the door shut. Forget about them. Danielle, thank you for the 10 bits. And just thank you for the bits. Alright, we're opening it! I may not be going down, there's no point talking through closed doors. Ah! Or hatches in this case. The thing refused to budge at first until there's a soft click and it swings free. As I lift up the hatch, look down the cellar, a sense of uneasiness washes over me. Slam it shut and leave! Just fuck it! Fuck it all! Fuck it all! Just slam and run! Throw bombs and TNT and flames down there. What do you think of the pit? If it isn't just the sudden onset of vertigo and nausea, but also the darkness, it's suffocating. And as I look down, it feels as if it's looking back at me. I worry that something will suddenly pull me into the deep. I can hear her whispering. Calling for me. She wants me. Jam, think of the bit. Needs me. She wants to drown me, pull me down, suffocate me in her embrace till I sink to the bottom. A deep abyss, inviting yet foreboding. She's calling to me from in there, isn't she? And I do want to help, I do. But the shadows threaten to creep out, and feeling apprehension keeps me in place. Already it paints the room in a darker plate. There's a there's a lurching sensation, and the feeling that follows after that is hard to explain. Feels like I'm watching myself from the sidelines, as a spectator to my actions or lack thereof. I want myself to snap out of this detached feeling and move, or do anything except stare at myself. And for a moment I see the look of fear on my face. I'm back in my body, but the hook in my stomach is no longer the only one. There are hooks everywhere, tearing and pulling at my skin, flesh and bones. They pull at me in every direction and it hurts. It hurts so much, but I just can't bring myself to scream out.
Help me.
I just pressed tab. I just pressed tab. I wake from a deep slumber. Takes a while with the fog that has settled in my head and with my heavy limbs. But soon enough I managed to look around. I'm in our bedroom already, though I do not recall going there. I skipped it. I skipped it? Fine. We'll go back. We'll go back! Okay? Fine. I skipped something important. We're gonna go back and relive the horror. Okay? Because that's what you guys want to do. You want me to just relive the horror and die. Okay. Press tab to skip. Oh. Crap. Hoo-ha! That was nothing! What the fuck? I didn't skip anything! It was just a... You had to see her teleport around the room and be spoopy and stuff. Well, fuck, I want to see us die now. Okay, hold up. I want to... We're gonna die. I want to know what happens when you die now. I skipped the experience. Yeah, the experience of pressing 4 buttons. I do it again but die? Yeah. Ah! Hi! That's my name! Oh, it's getting really dark. Uh-oh. Deeper and deeper. I drown. Oh, well that's stupid! Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna skip it. Takes a while with... Wait, what is my relationship? What relationship? Something changed! Okay, last time. Last time. That was dumb. That was anticlimactic. Yeah, I wanted to die! Okay, that sounds weird. Okay. Let's do this. I'm ready. Come on, teleporty lady. X. Got it. Yeah, blah, blah. You got something stuck in your throat. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, get fucked. Nothing changed. Okay, whatever. Takes a while with the fog settles with the heavy limbs, but soon enough I manage to look around. I'm in our bedroom, although I don't recall going there. Luke slumbers beside me, looking peaceful and angelic. Doesn't matter. I'm safe and I feel better than ever. Tomorrow better days will come. Okay. Luke is already gone by the time I rise. There isn't a single hide nor hair of him to be found. Or trying to call him on his mobile as a bust, as it only goes straight to his voicemail. That's twice in a row he's gone on me. And for him to disappear today, of all days, is every bit upsetting because of what is to come. Is it our anniversary today? The morning is once again filled with a whirlwind of activity. Fortunately, I am much more refreshed as I took a break from my responsibilities. Having the faintest clue where Luke was yesterday. Today is going to be a busy day, although, unlike Wednesday, the master of the house isn't here right now, absent once again from his duties. Hopefully he'll be back in time for the party. This is our house, after all. A grand housewarming party for the wonderful Wright mansion. Every person of importance from Luxembourg is invited, and there will be a few guests flying in as well. Of course, there will be some people from the media, along with some friends and acquaintances who are made no less important regardless of their status in society. Marianne and I discuss business and last-minute touches on the house before finalizing everything. Not that there is much change from the original plans. Any huge additions to the property itself, the mansion is already near 100% complete.
You have certainly exceeded expectations, Marianne. Everything looks so marvelous, and in such a short time, too.
Well, I can't take all of the credit. People have certainly been enthusiastic about the idea of working on the Wright mansion. There won't be any more problems unless Mr. Wright has any more objections about the second bedroom.
Luke and I had a small tiff about making the second bedroom into the child's playroom, which I insisted is completely practical. In the end, he had acquiesced that I didn't give him any choice in the matter. I even bought this wooden crib from an antique store yesterday, including some toys. Just in case anyone brings their baby, of course. Besides, we have little need for the actual guest rooms. We hardly have guests who spend the night. If we absolutely have to, we often choose to foot the bill for their visit on one of our hotels instead, always at Luke's own insistence. And on the off chance we actually have let someone stay, the bedroom in the opposite wing is still up to the task.
Oh, no. We proceed with that room as planned. I already agreed to him having his greenhouse and his vineyard and his stables. He may as well let me have this one thing.
No, I did not agree to him having a helipad.
All right, then. Well, do we have any other concerns? Anything we need to put on our agenda before the party commences?
No, I don't think so. Not unless Luke has anything else to say.
Is he around, then? It'd be best if we can note down his request right away, considering the scope of his usual ones.
Around? No. Where is he? Who knows where? I don't.
No, he's not around.
She didn't have to point out the obvious now, did she? After 7 long years, I'd already gotten used to him. I should be by now. Still not, apparently.
Don't you have a party?
I want nothing more than to complain, to whinge about how unfair this is. However, airing out one's dirty laundry is simply taboo among high society. To do so will make you a ripe target for the next dinner party chit-chat. Vultures, the lot of them really. Or most of them at least. There are always good ones like Rochelle Lee. But put your trust in the wrong person, you'll find yourself eagerly picked apart.
Yes. But Luke's just being a sweetie, you see.
Yeah.
That friend he's visiting, he's having marital problems and he's just trying to cheer him up.
Perhaps I'm being a bit too rash, a bit too hot-headed and divulging details. But I thought myself clever with the plan to dress it up as a gossip. Marianne's raised brow make me unsure whether she's interested or not. Although that does make things better if she has no interest and therefore has no hidden intent to utilize whatever I might say.
They've been married for a long time and they've hit a... how do they say it? A rough patch.
Give me a second, chat. Sorry.
His wife has a drinking problem and can be very neglectful. The poor thing really does his best to be a good husband. But it's never enough for her. Sometimes I think it's the years. Maybe it's been so long that they've lost that romantic spark. What do you think?
What do I think of the matter, ma'am?
No, what do you think of my hair? It feels so lifeless and dull today, and that's no good for a party. And I think I'm breaking out into zits.
Now that you mention it, there is something different.
There better not be something on my face.
I wouldn't worry about that. You do look a little paler than usual, ma'am.
That's not good.
I apologize if I'm crossing any lines here, but have you been resting properly?
Huh. You'd think I get a bit tanned with how sunny it's been lately. Don't you worry. I feel right as rain and never better. But back to the matter at hand.
Let's talk about our own relationship. Yeah.
You were asking for my personal opinion on the matter, ma'am? Do you want me to be honest, or...
Be honest.
Be honest with me, Marianne. I don't need someone to sugarcoat it.
Real talk achievement.
I'm not some fragile thing that I'm just going to break down at the slightest thing.
She hesitates, taking a sip of her coffee while I stare into my cup of tea. The silence stretches on, and I almost believe that she will never answer my question. I suppose that I shouldn't blame her, putting her in a tight spot like this. Her hesitation is understandable, although I loathe to admit it. She simply wants this whole thing to stay professional. But then she speaks.
If I'm going to be completely honest, I need to ask. This is about you and Mr. Wright, isn't it?
Yeah. It's my turn to hesitate now. I didn't expect such a straightforward question. And to get to the heart of the matter, I suppose I'm not as clever as I'd like to think. Was it really that bad that an outsider can see our little marital troubles? Surely we aren't that obvious, are we? We put up the act of a perfect couple for years, although it hadn't always been an act. Marianne is just more than the average person, of course. It is a necessity to her career that she's been working so closely with us. Yeah, that's it.
Suppose it is. What would you tell me?
Then, I tell you it's none of my business. I tell you that I don't want to meddle. But, if the troubled husband with the neglectful wife asked me for my honest opinion, I'd say that he shouldn't base his happiness and his self-worth on someone else. Someone who won't even give him the time of the day. Maybe he should try being independent for a while. See what it's like when he isn't trying to please someone else and doing things for himself. Everyone's supposed to be their own man or woman, right? A bit of breathing room never hurt anyone.
I agree.
That's just my 2 pence worth, of course.
So you're saying they should divorce?
Nothing as drastic as that. If they're afraid that it might lead to just that, then maybe that is what's meant to happen in the first place. We shouldn't let our fear control our lives. But it's just a short hiatus is all. Or, you know, couples therapy? Look, I'm really not the best person to ask about relationships. So grain of salt and all that.
She trails off, having said her piece, and leaves nothing but the smell of coffee and Earl Grey between us. Amelia, thank you for 10 bits. Thank you. No problem, enjoy your homework. There's a calm despite the nature of what has just been discussed. To say that her words make me start to think is an understatement. To say that I'm not considering her advice is a lie. And to say that this might just be the calm before the storm is a possibility. Others have had their shorter marriages, yes, but plenty celebrated long and happy ones as well. My own parents celebrated the choral anniversary before they passed away. But 7 years. 7 years isn't a whole lot in the grandest scheme of things. But it isn't a whole lot of time to see what and where our relationship can bring us. At the same time, 7 years hasn't been entirely made up of unhappy years, has it? It won't last forever. It's not supposed to, anyway. I just dread the thought that it might last for a very long time. I dread the thought that these small spats, these little disagreements, will turn into an all-out resentment. The idea that we'll grow to hate each other with every fiber of our being scares me. I can't even pinpoint the exact moment when our blissful union turned sour. We can get through this, right? I know that I still do love him, and I feel like there's still part of me that loves me in return. We just need to get our heads together and talk it out. Surely he will see some sense. There's a cough before Marianne clears her throat. I must have been quiet for so long, and I move to apologize when she stands up. We both end up on our feet, unsure on how to proceed. Some sort of odd, awkward shuffle occurs as we decide whether to sit back down or not.
I really should handle what's left of the work.
You won't be attending the party? Oh, you really must, Marianne.
I'll try to stay and chat. Maybe grab a few bites and a drink, but I can't be around for the entirety of the event. My apologies. Busy, busy, busy.
You must stay a while. I'd love for you to meet some of my friends, and they're ever so excited to meet you. You need to say hello to the Lees, at least. If it wasn't for them, I'd never even heard of you.
We'll see. So, if I can be excused?
Certainly. You'll have to excuse me as well. I must attend to the party before any early birds arrive. Because, believe me, they will throw a fuss if things aren't ready, even when they're not supposed to be here until an hour later.
Alright, so chat, I think we're gonna call it a day here. And I know that's gonna tear a lot of you guys up because we're getting really invested in this. Like really invested. But I've gone ahead and saved. But I think we're gonna call it there. I think we're in our chapter 2. Yeah, we're in chapter 2 now. Holy biscuits, there's like 4 things we could have gone and done. Chapter 1, at least backgrounds. Oh, we did get all the things though. Wow, I'm missing a lot. But yeah, this is creepy as fuck. Yeah. Think the ghost will kill everyone at the party? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. But I do hope you guys are enjoying the letter. Then I hate him. Yeah, Luke is probably one guy I wouldn't really care if he died. But anyway, we'll be back tomorrow streaming more of this because it's kind of just something I want to do. Holy cow, what did I miss? Some awesome stuff. Also, tomorrow we might stream some Destiny 2 as well. What time am I streaming again tomorrow? I'm hoping a little bit earlier than today. I woke up a little late today and had to get to some things. But yeah, I'm hoping around 1 o'clock, 12 to 1 o'clock tomorrow. But we'll definitely see. I'll tweet it out and I'll also post a video on YouTube as usual. But thank you everybody who donated today and cheered with bits and followed. All the follows today I really appreciate, and all the new subs. We're at 531. Holy crap. We're 69. Yeah, 69 subs away from our t-shirt giveaway. Hey Matt Wookie, thank you the bit, dude. Mods, thank you for helping out today. I really appreciate your guys' help. And again, thank you everybody for hanging out today with me. I do really hope you guys are enjoying the letter because it's something that I am greatly enjoying. But I will see you guys all tomorrow for some more letter. Alrighty. Have a great night. And I think actually, before I go, I think Molly might be streaming. Let's go see if we can raid the Malu. Let me see. A t-shirt giveaway. Yeah. Once we hit 600 subs, I'm going to be giving away some new t-shirts. Oh, my Twitch is apparently broken. That's exciting. Is anybody streaming? Can anybody tell me? Cause apparently my Molly and JP are streaming. And my Twitch is broken. I can't see anything. I can see Twitch or Twitter. But yeah. Yeah, that's all. We could go raid JP. That could be fun. Dan, JP, and Molly were streaming. What are they streaming? Oh, there we go. JP is streaming Rocket League. Let's go raid the JP. Everybody go raid the JPP. Oopsie. Go raid Mr. JPP. Wait, it says he's offline. Wait, no, it says he's live now. I lied. Go raid JP. If you guys want to go raid Molly too, you guys can go raid Molly. But go raid the JPAR. I love you guys' faces. Thank you again for hanging out with me, and I will see y'all faces tomorrow. Bye! Bye! And yes, Poodle Gamer, yes I am. Yes, Poodle.